Good evening, Grinders. Welcome to the NFL Pre-Lock Show here on RotoGrinders. I'm Jordan Cooper, aka BlenderEd, Blender HD. If you want to follow me on Twitter, joined by Chief Justice 06, Will Priester, to talk about the Buffalo Bills versus the New England Patriots. We got a 40.5 total, 3-point spread. But the highlight of tonight's game, the talking point of tonight's game, is the weather. I don't know if you've been on Twitter and seen how the football's been working in the practice reports and all the wind and the snow. But if there's weather, you know who we got to have on. It's Kevin Roth, the resident meteorologist here at just for all of DFS. You are all of fantasy sports weather.
Yeah.
So Roth, let me know. Because I saw the clips, that means like the ball will never go forward this game, right?
No, it's pretty wild. Like, I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter. If you saw the videos out there, like literally field goal kicked. It was like a 35-yarder field goal kicked. Here's the thing. And then back, boomeranged back like at the kicker. It was phenomenal. But let's see, Chief, you've got the over on field goals. Blender, you said you want to be overweight on field goal kickers for the showdown slate, correct?
Well, I'm doing it primarily because of ownership. I mean, people are going to avoid kickers. People are going to avoid pass catch. I mean, people are going to go heavy on the running backs. Mm-hmm. And is there going to be effect? The weather is going to have an effect. Yes, sure. But it's already reflected in the total. So, like, if it's going to be a low-scoring game, like, you have to figure in DFS purposes, if it's going to be a low-scoring game, a field goal kicker that kicks 2 field goals, like, at their prices, like 7 points, and 2 extra points, 9 points may actually be in the winning lineup anyway. Yep. And I'm assuming, Roth, when it comes to field goals, the main difference between field goals and the passing game is that the ball goes higher up in the air, so it's more likely to get caught up in the wind.
Sure, but there's a difference between the spiral. When you're throwing a spiral, you can cut through the wind, and when you kick a field goal, that thing is oblong and spinning and can really get hung up. But it
looks like the wind is coming like more on one side of the field than the other. Oh, I hit it, Roth.
Bingo.
I got
it. That's literally the only reason I'm on the show, is to discuss exactly that. And it's that. Yes, it's going to be crazy windy. And on one side of the field, this wind is going mostly parallel to the field, right? There's sometimes when the wind goes across the field and then every single play is impacted. And then there's sometimes when the wind is more parallel to the field. And this is a scenario where the wind is more parallel to the field. And that means if you're going into the wind, you are absolutely screwed. Like, you are not going to kick a 35-yard field goal. You're not going to throw deep. You're in trouble. But if you've got your back to the wind, you can still kick long field goals. You can still throw deep. In fact, you can kick longer field goals and you can throw deeper. So your kicker bets and Chief, your, over on field goals made, that's not a wash. That's a fine play. I don't hate that whatsoever. And what I really, really, really like is I've never live bet before. Like I've never done it. I've never, done like the live in-game betting, but there has to be a huge advantage had when these numbers initially come out based on what direction a team is moving, right? If a team is going into the wind, I want the under on literally everything. I want to bet them 3 and out. But if a team has their back to the wind, I want to bet them to do things like kick field goals and complete passes and score points. Is that crazy?
Yeah, but let's talk about the passing game though, because a lot of people, when it comes, we always have the weather. You always give the weather reports, and people get like overboard on like, oh, it's 12-mile-an-hour winds. The passing game is going to be affected, but it really doesn't. Is the wind that dramatic that maybe 50-yard passes, like the real bombs, they may not attempt even with the wind, but like, should we really be avoiding guys even with like 15-yard ADOTs? I mean, they could still probably move the ball regardless.
Sure. Like I think about Mac Jones, who's like a dink and dunk kind of guy. He's not known for like the airing it out. Like I think that offense can still succeed for the Patriots with shorter passing game. Whether you're into the wind or against, if you're throwing 5 yards or 10 yards, the wind isn't going to have a big impact. But if you're going into the wind, Blender, like you're not going to be able to throw even like a deep out, like, a 25-yard out is going to get hung up in the wind. This is the latest wind measurements, 30-mile-per-hour sustained, wind gusts of 45. Like that's a lot of wind. That's like tropical storm force wind.
Is it? Does the wind have a name? Is it strong enough to have a name?
I think there's like a gale warning or something of the sort. There's
no. You know how they name tropical storms and hurricanes and everything.
It didn't get that. It is not a named windstorm, but there is a wind advisory. It's windy. It's going to be windier in the first half than the second half, and the wind is going to be coming out of the west, that same direction the whole time. So do the math in your head about a team starts going this way, then the next quarter through this way,
So Rod, let me ask you this question, because that's another thing I was banking on. Just clearly I follow you, so I like stalk you on Twitter, right? Yeah. But I don't ask you any questions because if I read your information, I can deduce what you're saying and not have to ask you a question that you just answered 30 minutes ago.
I appreciate that.
But I guess my question is, when you say the wind is going to be less in the second half, it's less like 20-mile-per-hour winds versus 30. Is that kind of what we're saying?
You nailed it. Yeah. Like my official forecast for kickoff was 25-mile-per-hour wind sustained, gusts over 40. We've got that now. In fact, we've got 30 now with 45. I think the sustained winds drops down to about 20 by the end of the game. And I think it'll be, 25 to 30 at the start of the game. Wind gusts, maybe 35 instead of 45. So still pretty windy. Still, you're not going to be lining up and kicking a long field goal into the wind, but the second half will be better than the first half.
Is there a way to time the gusts?
No, yeah, I know. The kickers will try. They'll sit up there and like kind of look around and wait for it to die down a little bit when they got to kick a long one. But no, I can't help you there. I have to go. I have some PR hits that I have to do here for some other networks.
Right. When the weather calls, Kevin Roth is running towards it.
Yeah. But I appreciate you guys having me on. I might jump back on the live show with Dean, post lock. Is Dean jumping on, or did Dean just say?
Yeah, Dean jumps on, and SBK and Grant and whatever. So maybe we'll see you later. Okay.
I might jump on that a little bit later, but in the meantime, I got to run. I got to get ready. I've got a few other hits I got to do.
Okie doke. There's Kevin Roth,
later,
the
guys.
DFS meteorologist of the stars. But when it comes to the wind, Will, I'm not like the problem here. Here's the problem. Okay, so let's get the slate in general like set apart. We talked about the weather a lot. Obviously, if you're going to bet on stuff like field goals or anything, do it on BetMGM. Use the promo code GRINDERSBET, all one word, GRINDERSBET. You make a deposit, you bet $10. Your team scores a touchdown, $200 in your pocket instantly. That's the promo code GRINDERSBET on BetMGM. People are going to be flocking to the running backs in this game, thinking that there's going to be more running, which you have to expect. The expectation is that there will be more running. But these teams, like Zach Moss is active. So now the Bills have 3 active running backs. They have Singletary, they have Breida, they have Moss. The Patriots have 3 running backs, Harris, Stevenson, and Bolden. And both teams have no problem splitting that up. People are rushing towards these running backs, but my attitude is that yes, the deep passing may be affected this game. But on DraftKings, you get PPR scoring, right? So if they're going to be running 6 to 8 yard routes, like they're still going to have to pass the ball somewhat. So if each team has 20 to 25 receptions, they're going to be easier catchable receptions. Yeah, shorter distance. I mean, like Diggs could have a line where he's like 11 for 68, right? Cole Beasley.
That's what I'm fully expecting.
Right. They could be these short ones, but in DFS, a lot of times it's not the yardage you care about. I like look at Chris Godwin yesterday, 15 for 143. It's like you got more points for his receptions than his yardage. So I'm not shying away from the receivers in this game, especially guys like possession guys. Diggs has good hands. Beasley's always running in the middle of the field. Jacoby Myers is a possession receiver, like these possession type receivers. I'm avoiding guys like Sanders and Aguilar, like those types of guys.
I don't even think I'd avoid those guys though, Blender. You know why? Because the yak guy, like Emmanuel Sanders is a yard after the catch guy. He's not, but he's a guy, he gets an 8 yard slant and he can turn it into 30 yards. Like that's why I'm not so afraid of these receivers, I think, as everybody else, especially like Cole Beasley, which he's probably going to be. Let me get back there because I'm sure he's going to get some ownership.
We have him at 26.
Yeah. So we've got him at 26, but I mean, we've got Manny at 15 projection and 9.2 on standard projections. Nelson Aguilar's 3K at 0.9%. He's got a standard projection of 8.45. So what I'm going to start trying to do as well, Blender, is I think this might be a good chance for, I'll try to give RotoGrinders standard and maybe you do the blitz, and people can kind of at least get a slight idea of what the differences in the projections are. But
what are you seeing the difference? Because I have the blitz up right now.
So let's use Nelson Aguilar as kind of a linchpin here at 3K. Standard projections have him at 8.45.
Yeah, well, yeah, blitz has him at 5.24.
See, that's a big gap. But I just think. I think because like you talked about these shorter passes, I think more players get involved. Like Nelson Aguilar would typically probably have a stat line of 2 or 3 for 35 and maybe a touchdown versus today, he might have a stat line of like 5 for 30. You know what I mean? Because they're going to have to just dink and dunk to everybody. I mean, everybody's probably getting involved in terms of the short passing game. Especially if they don't get the run game going. So and then on Diggs, standard projections, we've got 16.95, and I'm sure the blitz probably has Diggs around 20 maybe.
I mean, everyone's lower. We have Diggs at 14.33 on the blitz. The scores are a bit lower on certain players because the blitz factors in weather a lot more dramatically.
Correct. And this game specifically, for sure. Like this is a true weather game. This isn't like one of those. It could be some wind. Well, maybe they'll be fine. No, it's windy. And it's cold. So I totally get it.
So essentially, what the blitz is doing, it's going to be dinging a lot of guys that have very high average depth of targets.
Correct.
Right, and then obviously decreasing with the guys that have high ADOTs. It's going to decrease their catch rate. The completion rate's going to go down.
Yeah.
So that's essentially why, Beasley doesn't get dinged. Myers doesn't get dinged as much, but guys like Sanders and Aguilar do. Even though some of that ADOT is, some of the receptions, like that yak, is there for anyone. So they get bumped up because of yak yards after the catch. But, if 30-yard passes, I don't, what's the completion? You're going to have that completion rate. So it kind of dings those guys, and it helps obviously the running backs get bumped up. But my attitude with the running backs, the running backs that I'm playing the most are Singletary and Stevenson for 2 reasons. One, is they're cheaper than their counterparts. So like Damian Harris is 9,800. Ramondre Stevenson is 5,600. Harris only has like maybe an 8-yard higher rushing prop than Stevenson in this game. Singletary is the same exact thing with Breida, and then there's Moss always hanging around.
And that's the problem with Moss, because Moss is 900. Like, have you seen anything about how they're going to use Moss today, or is he just active and just kind of going to be the third leg? Do you get what I'm saying? Because
we
Moss
don't know.
is 900.
We've seen before earlier in the season where Moss was inactive 1 week and came back and was the lead running back.
Yeah.
Right. We've seen that before. We've seen Breida on special teams and barely playing any snaps. So like your guess is as good as mine. What they're going to do.
But the constant has been Singletary, no matter what.
The reason that the Singletary is always in the mix, and he's always, and if they're going to be making short passes, he's more likely to be the one catching the short passes. And I look at Damian Harris at 9,800 and go, well, you always have Brandon Bolden there, but he's more of like that James White type of role. He's not going to be really in the red zone. So his ceiling is limited there. So it's like Ramondre Stevenson is more of a pass catching, and he's not the greatest pass catching back, but for 5,600 versus 9,800, Stevenson could also be in the goal line situation. So like I lean much more towards I have Stevenson. I have 16 lineups. Stevenson is the captain in like 7 out of 18 of my lineups.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically my captains are Stevenson, Singletary, and Diggs. Allen from a raw points perspective is the best captain, but I think he's going to be wildly overowned.
Yeah.
But we have his ownership at captain at 27.94. I think that gets up to possibly 35%.
Yeah. And I mean, clearly we know why. It's because he's going to run and throw a lot in this game. So I definitely understand that. I've Allen with like in all 16 of my lineups, I'm playing both quarterbacks. Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so it's not like I'm not against Allen. It's just that from a ownership perspective, like I'm not playing Allen in the captain, and he's the most likely. He's the most likely winning captain. He is, but the goal isn't to be the most likely; it's to be the most profitable.
I mean, let's see.
What are you doing with the running back situation with the Bills?
I mean,
are you playing a lot of Moss? Because I didn't play Moss at all.
I mean, for what it's worth, I think Singletary's in everything pretty much. And then I think you got to sprinkle some Moss, like at 900.
No, I get it. But I mean, with 16 lineups and I'm playing a bunch of Singletary, just like I'm not. Moss isn't just Moss.
You might be able to get away with both of them. But how popular do you think that's going to be? Moss. I don't think it's going to be popular in terms of maybe the way I would want to build this game out with Singletary, Moss, and Tyler Bass. I just don't see that happening in most lineups. That's probably a good way to get contrarian today, because people already don't want to play the field goal kickers. Like, I mean, we're looking at, in terms of ownership, 14% and 1% for Nick Folk. And let's go ahead and clear this up really quickly, Blender, because I'm so involved in the prop game. I may not have known these statistics. Nick Folk has the most field goal attempts in the league. He's more likely to kick field goals, in my opinion, than Tyler Bass, which sounds crazy. He's got the most field goal attempts in the league. Both kickers are in play here. I will tell you that right now.
I'm over on both. I said I'm over on both. I mean, it's not like I'm jamming them in. But what I think is going to happen in that range is that the field goal kickers will be 4 times less owned than the defenses.
Oh yeah.
To me, the chalk in this game is the quarterbacks, Steph Diggs, all the running backs, and the defenses. Like if you're playing a combination that doesn't involve like 5 of those, like that's more of what I'm playing.
Yeah, I get it. I think you could get contrarian also if you wanted to. I was thinking about it, just didn't fit in with playing Mac Jones in the captain. I mean, it's possible. I mean, Mac Jones is probably going to take off today too. Like, do you think he picks up a few extra rushing yards in this game? I think so.
Possible. All I'm thinking about in this game is that this could be a very low scoring game. And in very low scoring game, if there's no outlier performances, these constructions, like the winning GPP lineup could look like almost anything. It could be Mac Jones and the captain and 5 Bills, right? With the quarterback with no pass catchers, right? Because the ball, Mac Jones has 200 yards and 2 touchdowns passing. And the touchdowns are to, a fullback and like 1 to Hunter Henry. And Hunter Henry only has 1 yard, only has 6.8 points in the process. Like that type of score. And if no one really stands out, like correlation that's what I like about low scoring slates is that correlation doesn't matter as much, because what happens if we have like 10 people that score around 12 points? Yeah. And the highest scoring player is like a 14-point scoring player. It's like, well, you can make it as long as you find the touchdowns, like you're good. And especially if they're rushing touchdowns, it dings away from the quarterback. If the quarterbacks rush the ball in, that dings away from everyone else. So from a raw point perspective, the quarterbacks have the highest chance of putting up that raw score that you'll need, which is the main reason why Allen's so owned in the captain spot. But who says that this is only a 3-point spread? Who says it can't be the Patriots that win this game, 20 to 10? And Mac Jones is the one that, Allen still has plenty of points, but Jones has more points than him.
Absolutely. I'm with you 100%, man. Sign me up.
So how many lineups are you playing? Are you just playing your one lineup?
You know it.
Are you playing both kickers?
I might. I seriously might.
I think that's a little overboard. I don't think you play both kickers.
Not if they both kick 250 yards and some extra points. Listen, but Blender, you of all people should understand this. We're trying to win here. We're trying to
one of them, but the kickers are the lowest ceiling type of players. So I don't want to have 2 of them.
Guess what? This is the best time to play both kickers, in my opinion, when nobody wants to play one kicker.
What? So you're aiming 15 to 12? 5 field goals to 4 field goals?
Yeah,
no
I
touchdowns.
Like it. No touchdowns, all field goal. What if this ends up a 9-6 game, and you've got both field goal kickers?
Yeah, but that doesn't the person that has 2, even if they have 2 50-yard field goals for the 6 points, that's 10 points. They move the ball enough that someone's may have double digits regardless.
Yeah, but I'm going to be different. I'm going to have.
Yeah, but Cole Beasley could have 7 for 60 and have 13 points and still beat out a kicker.
That's fine. I may have him too.
Okay,
but I'm saying if I'm getting both quarterbacks, or if I get one quarterback and fade the other one, right? Like so the likely quarterback to take would be Allen because of the rushing upside, and probably fade Mac Jones. And I get Diggs and I get Beasley. I get both kickers. You see? And I think there's a way to get it done. I'm not absolutely committing to both kickers for what it's worth, but I do think there's a world where, and I'm not overestimating the win. I'm saying, what if the team that has the wind in their favor stalls out on 2 drives and they kick 2 50-yarders? Like that.
Yeah, but you could still have other players that score more than that, even without scoring a touchdown. Jacoby Myers, 8 for 60 is 14 points. I mean, like, that beats out a kicker, even with 2 50-yard field goals.
I get it. But hey, Jacoby Myers hasn't seen 8 for 60 hardly all season.
What, he had like 5 for 80 for 95 the other day?
I know. He's seen some games, but I'm just saying in general, I'm playing devil's advocate here.
Okay, I don't mind one kicker. Just to get the point across, I'm totally fine with one kicker. I'm just not so fine with 2 kickers.
I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
How about the tight ends? Remember, it's a low-scoring game. Tight ends in Showdown apparently are a thing, where we always have to mention tight ends in Showdown. We got. I think we got 3. We got Dawson Knox, obviously, on the Buffalo side. And then we got Henry and Jonnu Smith. And all of them are going to be, I think they're all going to be fairly low owned. I mean, we have Jonnu Smith at 8, Henry at 17, and Knox at 20. They don't really project that well. But if you think about low A-dot reds, if a lot of people are going to play running backs, right? You think people are going to be playing these running backs. They're going to get the ball in the 5-yard line. The negative correlation to these running backs could be a touchdown, the play action, tight end fade, the post route or corner route. And why can't it? And who said you can't play them together? Like, I don't think there's any problem in playing Henry and Smith together. Patriots, the only 2 touchdowns are on those types of plays. And there you go.
Yeah.
I think they're negatively correlated to the running backs. And so they offer more value because so many people are going to be playing the running game.
Yeah, the interesting thing is, in terms of tight ends, we've got Dawson Knox at 20% in terms of projection, and then Henry and Jonnu Smith at practically no percent. And I have refreshed.
I got Henry at 17 and Smith at 8.
Well, something's wrong then. Maybe I need to refresh again.
Well, I'm going to refresh again.
Yeah, I refreshed again. All right, I'm good now. No, I've still got the same ownership, and it says updated ownership at 7:55 p.m. Eastern. And I've got Dawson Knox at 20, Hunter Henry at 1.4, and Jonnu Smith at 0.9.
Yeah, well, that doesn't make any sense. So then it's wrong. Because obviously they're not going to be that low owned.
Right. Yeah, that's shocking.
Because it really comes down to what is Moss going to be owned. That really makes a difference. Is Moss going to be owned 15%? 5%? I mean, that's the way to gauge. Like, if you told me that people are not going to play Zach Moss, like, I'd be more down for it. But I get the sneaking suspicion that Moss will still end up, especially in Allen captain lineups, Moss will still be like 20% owned.
Yeah, at 900 when we didn't expect him to play, and clearly DraftKings didn't expect him to play. That ownership's going to climb because, and realistically, I think it's the right play though too, Jordan. Like, when Moss has played, it's been a split backfield between him and Singletary. And
yeah, but that was before Breida. But that was before Breida got involved.
I know, but I'm saying Breida's not getting like 10 carries, 15 carries. I mean, he's only getting 7 or 8. Like, he could very easily get 5, and Moss could get 8, and Singletary could get 10. You know what I mean? Like, we just don't know. I don't know.
That's why I said you could come up with any situation. It's easy for Moss to get 25 carries this game. It's easy for Moss to barely see the field, right? That's the range of outcomes for this. It's either maybe Singletary we've seen it before. Maybe Singletary is the one. We go Moss is on the opening drive. Breida comes in on 3rd down, and then we see Singletary for 4 snaps. And I'm looking at my lineups going, half my lineups are dead.
Yeah. It
could, like, really but whatever interpretation you want to have on the Bills running back situation, I think any of them would be viable. Right? Any situation would be viable.
Yeah.
Patriots, on the other hand, I think it's much more clear cut. Okay, let's take a look. Are there any other cheapies? Because I don't really. Do you want to play Gunner? Or
no.
I think Gabe Davis is okay.
Yeah,
he's in on some red zone packages.
Yeah, he's fine. And Gabe Davis is kind of a prop superstar, if you will, because he's not on the field a lot. His receiving yards props always come in at like 14 and a half, 17 and a half, like low numbers. And then he just kind of gets it in one catch, So I think Davis he could absolutely, get something going. I will say this, man. I've got this weird suspicion that Emmanuel Sanders takes some weird screen to the house today. That's
not going to be good for my lineups.
weird suspicion that and I'm going to tell you what I've got in my mind too, Blair. That way, if I put it out there and it happens, people can understand that it was just a suspicion. It's nothing spooky, but it's like one of those ones where almost like a tunnel screen, he's going to come from the outside. He's going to catch it, and they're going to think he's going inside, and he's going to cut it back around, and he's off to the races. Anyway, we'll just see. We'll see what happens.
I'm looking at the touchdown props for the Bills running backs. So
Yeah.
Breida plus 225 on BetMGM.
Okay.
Then we got Zach Moss is plus 400, Singletary plus 225. So if you just go by the betting lines, which they're guessing pretty much as we are, like they're just not giving as much Moss touchdown equity. Like if I saw Zach Moss was plus 150 and everyone was plus 150, I give much more credence to Moss's role. But but it's all over the place. Like on DraftKings, he's plus 900. Yeah, if you have some definitive take on Zach Moss, go bet his touchdown prop because you could get it anywhere from plus 255 to plus 900. So either, and I'm assuming at some of these books you'll get the no. You could bet no touchdown or something like that. Like I think there's a possible middle situation, right? You could bet no in one place that has the plus 255 and the yes at plus 900 and possibly make money. Like immediately, like you literally just make money.
Right.
Right.
Correct.
It's that right. If I don't even know what book this is, but even at BetMGM with plus 400, like it's going to be all over the place. So shop for the best line when it comes to that. Same thing with the kickers. I mean, what is the prop that you're betting? Because you said before you're betting on a kicker prop.
Well, I've got both Bass and
for what? For
and
longest field goal or number of field goal?
No. Just prize picks. It's fantasy points. And they're basically both set at 8.5. And so basically, if you think about fantasy scoring, 8.5, you can get there multiple ways. You can do, 2 30-yarders, which is going to get you 6 points, or 3 30-yarders, which will get you 9, which will get you over, or a 50-yarder and a 40-yarder, or a 50-yarder, a 30-yarder, and an extra point. You see, there's so many ways you can get there, or 2 40-yarders and 2 extra points, 2 40-yarders and a 30-yarder, or anything within that range, right? Then, so
do you bet both at the same time?
I've got both
two
in the
different
same.
ones?
I've got.
I'm just saying, do you have to put them together, or is it just?
No,
one?
You can do them separately if you want to.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you basically have both kickers for over 8.5 fantasy points.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And that's the way I'm taking it. I took at the time I got what's his face? Jeez. Sorry guys. His name is Nelson Aguilar. He was at I think around 22.5. I still took the over on it for the same reasons we've talked about. I think it's short passes, that they're going to try to give it to him in space and let him make something happen. And he's down to 16.5 now on Prize Picks, so which is an even better line. So I'm in. I think I got him at 18.5, maybe. Might have been 18.5, but either way, I still liked it a lot.
Mutton Chap Yaz in the YouTube chat. And by the way, click that thumbs up button if you're here. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Post your, we got 13 minutes left. Feel free to post your questions in the YouTube chat. But he says Moss is probably active because their only fullback, Gilliam, is out. So could it be one of these situations like Henderson was last week, where like Henderson was active but didn't even play? That maybe Moss is active and just does nothing.
Could be.
Right, because I'm saying he probably would be out if Gilliam wasn't out. Because that could be, right? Like, we're coming up with all these situations for the Bills running back situation. You can make a case for anything. I'm treating it, me personally, I'm treating it as if Moss doesn't exist. That's how I'm treating it. But I could totally understand if you want to play $600 Zach Moss in Showdown and act as if Breida doesn't exist or something, or Singletary isn't going to play.
Right, you can see it. Yeah, I get it.
Right. You can play both. You can play, hey, who knows? Maybe all three of them. Play all three of them in a lineup. That could 21-3, and the Bills score 3 rushing touchdowns with 3 different running backs. It's not like we haven't seen that before.
Right. Correct.
Right?
Absolutely.
At his price, see, the thing about Moss is that if you want to take a shot on that, like $900 is not much of a, like, truthfully, it's weird for me to say, I think Moss is a better, in a vacuum, better play than Damian Harris at 9,800. Because, like, Moss's upside is 20 plus carries and 2 touchdowns. Harris is already priced as if he's like going to see almost all the work when he's not going to see all the work. So like to me, like
You don't think Bill Belichick will hoodwink us tonight? You don't think that's in the cards?
Well, I mean,
give
it's the
Harris
Patriots running
20
back. You never know with them either, right?
Right. And give him 20 carries.
At least we only have 3 to choose from.
Well, we know Brandon Bolden. Well, we think Brandon Bolden is not going to get more than 2 carries.
Yeah, but he'll be on the third down. So he'll get some short yardage. I mean, if they're behind and they're going to be doing dump offs and stuff, yeah, we'll see a lot more of him. But his ceiling is kind of capped because he's really not going to be in red zone, packages or anything like that. Okay, going to the YouTube chat. We got 10 minutes left. Mark Dirth asks, is Singletary captain in small field smart? Well, you're naming my lineup. I have Singletary in my I'm playing 3 small field and then playing 5 medium field and then 8 large field. But yes, in my main $150 single entry lineup, I have Devin Singletary at cap. So either we're both smart or we're both dumb. It's either one of the two, right? From a projection standpoint at 4,600, like he projects well for his price, with the assumption of how the Bills are going to use their running backs. Who knows? Don't yell at me if Singletary go, where the hell is Singletary? Because Moss and Breida are taking everything. Because that's well within the range of outcomes. And I'm going to lose money as much as you're going to lose money in that situation. So I figure out of these 3 running backs, one of these running backs is going to be significantly not used. The question is which one. And if I had to choose, I think the likelihood of them being used the most, number 1 is Singletary, number 2 is Breida, and number 3 is Moss. So that's how.
And that's exactly what I would think too. Like that's the way I think. But we know it could very well be. I'm saying previously, based on previous history, could be Moss, Singletary, Breida, or right. Breida, Singletary, Moss.
Right?
Yeah. But here's what I think is the one constant. Singletary is 1 or 2, never 3.
Now we've seen that. Whoa. We had one game where, because Breida wasn't active, but pretty much Moss took over everything and Singletary barely did anything.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, generally speaking, Singletary is never the third guy, always 1 or 2.
Looking at Slate IQ, which is part of our premium package, you could go get yourself a RotoGrinders premium subscription, NFL, single sport, or combo for all the sports by clicking on the link in the description to get $10 off your first month. And what we do with Slate IQ, we run simulations, and for every Island Showdown slate, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and based on our ownership and based on our projections, see what players appear in the top 0.1% of lineups, and then compare that to our projected ownership. And from a leverage perspective, in the top half of projected captains, the positive leverage captains are Diggs by a little, and then Singletary and Stevenson by a great deal. We have Singletary and Stevenson projected to be about 2.5% owned in the captain. And in our simulations, they come in 4.6 and 4.97% of lineups in the top 0.1%. And Diggs is going to be rostered, projected 18.63, but he appears in the optimal 20.49% of the time. So that's positive leverage. So you can see here, how did I build my lineups? Whoa, it always seems to correspond to our wonderful simulations here at RotoGrinders. We can see Jacoby Myers has insane negative leverage, right? By almost 2x. Same for Kendrick Bourne.
And that's some of the largest I've seen, actually, Blender. We don't see it. I don't feel like we see it that far out of whack in terms of the leverage in our favor. You know what I mean? Like in terms of the field saying, hey, this is the guy versus the actual optimal. This one is a pretty significant one.
Right. Same for the Patriots defense. We got the defenses. Bills are kind of about even. But essentially the Patriots passing game is negative leverage. But look, we got tons on the run. Breida, Singletary, both, and then Stevenson. Harris is okay, but I just understand that he's twice as much as some of these other running backs. Of course, he could have 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's not like surprising. But just if we look at the prop, like what stood out to me so much, and in addition to the projection, is that the rushing prop for Stevenson is 45.5, and the rushing prop for Damian Harris is 51.5. Now, Damian Harris barely ever catches balls out of the backfield. Stevenson can a little bit at least. So it's like, why is one 9,800 and the other is 5,600? Like, if you think that these betting markets are somewhat efficient, like we can even take a look here with the, Breida props are barely on the board, 30.5. Singletary is at 37.5. Some books have it at 40.5, right? And Zach Moss is like 18.5 and 20.5. So it's like, to me, like, why aren't I playing Stevenson and why aren't I playing Singletary? Like just from looking at the betting lines.
Correct.
So would you think that if you think that Moss is only active because Gilliam is inactive, would you bet the under 18.5 or 20.5 on his rushing? Because he may come in for 3 or 4. He may still come in for a couple of snaps, even in that case.
I think if we feel like, so for instance, you're treating this as Moss is non-existent, right?
Right. I'm treating it as Moss is there as a spell back at best.
Okay. So I think if that's the case, and I do feel that way, right?
And I also, okay, hold on, another thing. I wouldn't put it past the Bills if Moss came in on the goal line. So maybe Moss gets a touchdown, but he never gets the 20 yards.
Right. Isn't he what, plus 400, you said?
It depends on the book, but he's like, anywhere from plus 225 to plus 900 for a touchdown.
Oh, man. So definitely take the plus 900 touchdown, take the under on the yards, and man, it might be looking tasty. Under on what, 18.5? What is it? What, minus 150, minus 180?
Minus one on 18.5 at DraftKings, it's minus 120.
Okay.
So that's almost like saying it's like 21, like 20, 21.
Yeah. Okay.
But all I'm saying is that if you really think that he's there, similar to how Henderson was there yesterday, like you're essentially saying he's getting 0 yards. So like,
you just take the under.
Right. Just take the under. Absolutely. And he gets, and the thing is that if you're wrong, one of the outcomes is that he just comes in for goal line work and he gets 2 touchdowns and it still doesn't matter because he only has 10 yards anyway. The nice LeGarrette Blount line, right? Right.
Correct.
6 for 10 and 3 touchdowns.
I mean, didn't you just love LeGarrette Blount? I mean, that was insane what the Patriots would do with him, man. Just insane.
Right. And he was almost unplayable in DFS anyway, because it's like his floor is literally 1. Right. It's like, dude may touch the ball 8 to 10 times and not even get 10 yards, but still have 3 touchdowns.
But the funny thing about it was, it's like you always knew it was coming and you still play Brady anyway, right? We all play Brady in the passing game, and Blount would come, and for whatever reason, wide receivers would keep falling down at the 2-yard line every time. Hairline tackle, just something. Gronk's rumbling down the field, and somebody just lays out and tags. He falls forward, lands in the end zone, but the knees hit at the 1. And look, Garrett Blount comes out with the shade over the visor, and you say, well, maybe Brady will at least get the sneak here. No, they're giving it to Blount. Those were the good old days, man. Good old days.
Okay, we got about 2 minutes to lock. Remember, Will, 8:15. 8:15.
Yeah.
You got your. So did you play 2 kickers or not?
Nah.
Okay, you listen to me.
Nah, I didn't do it. I didn't need to.
Did you play Folk or Bass?
Folk.
Okay.
I'm going with the odds here. Folks kicked the most field goals in the league so far, by a wide margin, by at least.
Yeah, but that's because of Belichick, because he kicks these field goals on the 4-yard line.
That's what I want.
Yeah, but of course, that's what you want. But I mean, but that's the reason why that stat exists. It's not because he's a good field goal kicker or anything.
I know. I understand what's happening, but that's exactly what I want. The Bills
are more likely on the 3-yard line to just go for it on 4th down.
Correct.
And then Bill Belichick's more likely to just kick the field goal.
Right. I want my 9 to 12 points, however I can get it from Folk, and build the rest of my lineup the other way. So I'm excited about it. Hopefully this will be a fun one for us.
And hey, if your field goals don't get there and they're kicking to kick field goals, it'll be fun to watch them miss.
Well, I don't want misses today. Just don't kick it into the wind. Give it. But see, Folk might get that 15-yard field goal. You know, all we need to do is get through the uprights, and then if it blows back out through the net, that's fine.
How about if it blows through one uprights and then blows through the other uprights? They're kicking it backwards, right?
You get 6 points for that.
Into the wind. They're kicking it against the wind, so it goes the other direction.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so we are at.
So here's a question though, Blender. Something I didn't really think about.
We're at loss, so it doesn't matter. But
no. This has got nothing to do with DFS. This is the other funny part of the situation. And I don't even know how I didn't think of this. How does this affect the punting? I'm sitting here thinking about field goals, and at some point a punter's got to trot out there and try to kick it to this wind. Like, why are you going to just go for it if it's like 4th and 4 on the 30? Like,
or maybe squib kick. They could squib kick it.
Yeah, they'll kick it low.
Okay. Oh, look, we got Grant and Dean in behind the line. If you didn't realize it, there's a show after this on the same. You don't have to go anywhere. Dean and Grant and SBK, if he's alive, will be here to live Bether out Monday Night Football.
Hoodie life. I'm with that hoodie life today.
Dean's on that hoodie life every day.
Yeah, Black Friday, I got like 4 of the same exact thing. It was like 40% off. So like I couldn't resist.
Where'd you order from?
Reebok.
Oh man, you should check out True Classic hoodies.
I haven't tried those before. I have like some polos, and these Reeboks are really, really comfortable. I was surprised. And I'm like,
what's the difference between hoodies? What the hell does it matter?
The material.
No, the material, the Blender. You can't tell a shirt, another shirt, or.
Well, I mean, I don't wear hoodies, so I don't know. I just they all feel.
I mean, it's the same thing as t-shirts, like different materials.
It depends on the t-shirt. I like the American Apparel tri-blend types of t-shirts.
I missed the opening kickoff, by the way. The Patriots of the ball. Did they actually kick it into the end zone? They have the 25. I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, obviously the big story in the show tonight or the game tonight is the wind, at least especially for the first half.
Yeah,
I know,
and I'm hopping off here to enjoy it today. I want to see this whole thing.
Well, maybe you'll be back later.
Will you be back in the third quarter, maybe? Or
I may show back up at some point later on.
Spoiler, narrator, he won't.
But he did not show up later on that show.
Oh, gosh. All right, SBK, my man. Hey, it's looking like we're not going to get our Josh Jackson shares in this season for NBA. They won't free Josh, man. Won't free Josh.
Tonight's not going to be the night. Yeah, it's not happening.
Oh, you know who is getting freed? Someone who Dean hated tonight.
Don't tell me it's Cade Cunningham.
I don't hate Cade Cunningham.
No. Desmond Bain.
Oh, listen, Desmond Bain is like a prop shop hero. He just bangs threes and makes points, man. Bangs threes and scores points. And if you've been taking
Desmond the prop shop.
But if you've been taking Devin Bain over 15.5, 16.5, and over 2.5 3-pointers, you've been printing. I mean, printing.
I have.
All right. Well, I'm getting out of here. By the way,
Grant called him a value play on DraftKings where he's 7K tonight, which is a ridiculous thing to say.
Okay, I understand that. Last thing.
There's some value on that, and he's going to exceed value tonight.
You don't know the word value, but let's let Will say goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Last thing. Prize Picks had Kelly Oubre at 29.5 fantasy points, FanDuel scoring all day long. We got news that Ish Smith was going to be out, and they just didn't move the prop. So, I mean, we just kept hammering it. By the way, he's got 34 fantasy points in the first half. I don't know what Prize Picks was doing today. They wanted us to win this money. I'm getting out of here. You know, Prop Shop is live right now. I got a podcast to record with Luch. Listen, you're going to want to check this podcast out this week, people. This is going to be a good one because of all the coaching debacles that we saw this weekend. You want to hear us tilt on some coaching debacles? Hop on in the Food for Thought podcast. Grant, good to see you.
Give you a couple adjectives to work. If we throw a couple adjectives or like movie quotes your way, can you work them into the show? Grant, give them your favorite movie quote from Anchorman, and it's just to somehow seamlessly work it into the podcast in some way.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I give an easy one.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Afternoon delight. All right, got it. I got it, Grant. I'll work it in.
Nice.
I'll
Thanks,
work
Will.
it in. All right, man.
Did
Talk to you guys
Blender
later.
Did Blender give us the Irish goodbye? He's
No,
gone, right?
I'm still here. I'm waiting to say goodbye.
Oh, all right. Well,
What a sweetheart you are, Blender.
I
Blender?
could be polite. I could be polite sometimes. I'm waiting for some random Dean question that'll ask me, and then I'll leave.
what is the most quotable movie of all time? Because Grant tweeted this out the other night, and like, look, he put 3 movies in there that are interesting. If you're like a 33-year-old baby, I suppose it's right in the wheelhouse. But Blender, a little bit older than 33, I think. Give me the most quotable movie, and have the chat to entertain that thought as well too. Or maybe just you personally, what movie you quote the most?
I would say the movie that I would quote the most, probably Spaceballs.
Yes, that's the chalk. There it is.
Right. But I think the most quotable movie ever, even though it's not necessarily my most favorite movie, and I wasn't alive when it came out, would be The Godfather.
Sure.
I was gonna lose
Grant
it.
said it was Anchorman.
I was gonna
what
lose
did
it
you say, Grant?
if Blender had said Rush Hour just now. I would have signed off.
No, Rush Hour is not even anywhere close. Dude, I don't know any quotes from that
That
movie,
is
let
so
alone have
funny.
watched it.
Devin,
And no one understands the words that are coming out of your mouth.
That's the chalk.
Okay, that's
Grant.
one I wrote. That's one I could recognize.
This ain't
It has
this is
to be the God-
weed.
it has-
Cig
it
of
has to be
weed.
The Godfather.
Knox with a drop. Ugh.
Awesome.
What did you guys bet, by the way? We'll get back to that conversation in a second. What up, chat? Hit that like button, subscribe, hang out, mute the game, and listen to us. We're going to be watching the game, betting the game. Grant's got, I'm sure Grant's got some thousands of dollars out there. SPK making some bets out there in Tennessee as well too. Gambling cutoff for your boy in Florida. We'll talk about that in a second, I'm sure. Well, nobody cares. Nobody wants to get into that. But yeah, I can't gamble here in Florida anymore. But yeah. Blender, let's let you get out of here. But did you have another answer? Do you want to give any more?
No, I looked. The Guardian has an article from
Guardian.
7 years ago of the most
Yeah.
quotable films ever. Airplane,
Yes.
Mean Girls,
Yeah,
As if.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
that's a good one.
69, dude.
This is I would have said this after Spaceballs. Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't get that Monty Python world, but whatever.
Yeah, but I love
Yeah.
Monty Python.
People love it. It's only a flesh wound.
Casablanca.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, if you're like if you're my grandparents' age, maybe. Pulp Fiction, Princess
good.
Bride, Big
Yep.
Lebowski, and This Is Spinal Tap.
Dude abides. Yeah, Forrest Gump's a great one in the chat as well too. That's definitely gotta be top 10 as well. But I cut off there for a second. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me or not, but I think I am back. Tell me I'm back.
You're back.
You're back.
Awesome. Oh, As If was Clueless. Oh, I got my.
Yeah, you got that wrong also.
Oh, unbelievable.
But
Bad job by me.
but I have to admit, my humble brag is that out of all RotoGrinders shows, I think mine is the most quotable.
Well, play whoever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
What about Suck It, Dean? That's quotable.
Okay, well that's up there. Okay, you're right. That is up there. But you don't have you don't have a branded show or anything. It's just like whenever Grant's on, he's going to tell you to suck it.
Family Feud, show me
People
Suck It,
say
Dean.
that.
That's a ding. That's not an X.
That's a ding.
That's a
a
ding.
ding.
Most definitely, that's a ding.
Are you sure that's a ding?
Yeah, it's
I
a
don't
ding.
know. What else is on the board? If not, play whoever you want. That's just so easy. It's just
We live in a world of a salary cap.
There you go. I don't know how you fit that on the board, but you can sort of limit that in some way. But yeah,
I think people just like to try to say things like Blender, like in the Blender voice. I think that's part of it too.
Should we all do our best terrible
play him.
Blender
Just
impression
play him.
before he leaves?
Somehow you've morphed into the high squeaky Joe Latuglio in I Love You Man.
I don't even have a high squeaky voice.
I know, but somehow that I mixed you with Joe Latuglio with a high voice. I don't know why.
Can I leave whenever I want now?
Leave whatever
Yeah.
you want.
Great. See, there you go. I'm out of here.
Keith, do you have a Blender impression? Give him an impression before he goes. You happen to have one of the, or
I don't
it could be
have a
terrible.
Blender impression. Do you have a Blender impression? Why don't you do one?
Play whoever you want.
See, I don't sound that high. Come on.
We all hear
Devin?
you in a much higher voice in our head.
Devin, you got one?
Yeah.
No, I do not have one.
Oh no, the suspense. You can't give us like a
I had
5-second
I had
pause to give us nothing.
the I had the shot queued up for when Blender leaves. I'm ready for him to peace out.
Okay, I'm going. I'm gonna leave and not watch Rush Hour. See you later.
Twisting the knife.
Oh man. So according to the chat, let's see what the chat has as far as most quotable movies.
So my
Let's
main
see.
thing with that is it's not like there's obviously some of the best quotes of all time are from other movies, Godfather, Casablanca, like those movies. But if you're talking both quality and quantity, like there are so many things I quote almost on a daily basis, from Anchorman, from Step Brothers, and what was the third one? I can't even remember off the top of my head what I said. It was another Will Ferrell movie. I think it was Superbad. I didn't. Yeah, of
It's
course.
Seth Rogen one, yeah. But like
Yeah.
Forrest Gump's got a slew, you know, that are in the vernacular. That they're in the pop culture.
Yeah.
You haven't even seen. If you ever even saw Forrest Gump, you still have heard plenty of like references to that movie. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, Superbad
That-
just had so many bangers, one after another, like throughout the entirety of the show. It's beautiful.
Goodfellas,
Yeah.
according to the chat. Ace Ventura, sure. Yeah. Ace. What's your go-to Ace Ventura quote there, Grant?
What's the password? New England clam chowder. Is that the red or the white one? I always forget this. The white one.
Is alrighty then, Ace Ventura, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the first one that popped in my head for. I want to ask you a question. That's another one for the kids.
Yeah,
out there.
I got angry from the responses because like so many of them are like, no, there's one very well-known quote from that.
I mean, like a glove.
which one?
Like a glove has to be on the board for Ace Ventura, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's got to be the board. Absolutely. This is a football show, so Dan Marino was he was in Ace Ventura, so that's why that's relevant. That's all.
Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel.
Are you guys watching this game at all? These punts are wild.
Yeah. What is going
These
on?
games are boring when I haven't even heard the word. I haven't heard either of these teams' names. I haven't heard anything about any plays.
What did you guys bet?
I got the Patriots money line.
I have a
What was
Bills minus 2.5 ticket. So we're actually on the other side for like the first time in like.
Yeah. Yeah, that hasn't happened in a while. Oh gosh. This DK chicken parm commercial. Oh, that chicken parm looks good. I bet it isn't good, but it looks good.
That does not. They're good about the commercials being okay, and the food just still suck. I feel like they're more.
You know,
I saw-
surprisingly good chicken sandwich there.
Well, it's got that
not
weird
bad. It's
shape
like
to
a-
it. Who was the last person to go to Burger King? Like honestly, last time who goes to Burger King? Seriously, 2021.
My brother loves the Burger King chicken sandwich.
Okay.
So the chicken sandwich wars of 2018 through 2021 still ongoing. There are a lot of people that believe that Burger King has the best chicken sandwich.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought like most people like I thought Chick-fil-A was like the winner in that.
Chick-fil-A is
Or
generally
Popeyes,
the chalk,
Popeyes.
and Popeyes is also there.
Yeah.
But Burger King's surprisingly good chicken sandwich.
I think they've just gotten too. It's like the hate has almost gone too far with them. Like it's like they haven't done anything like really that good in the last decade. But I feel like the hate has almost kind of gotten out of hand now. Where they're
King
Chris Cunningham
freaks me
hit
out.
his over on points.
The King in the commercials freaks me out. He scares me. Is he scaring anybody else?
a lot of people say that. I feel like I mean it's fine. I don't know.
Someone in chat
I also
said,
think the people stopped going there when Eminem talked about your onion rings getting spit in. I feel like there's a direct, like once he dropped that line in one of his
Coincidental
songs.
timing, but yeah, could be.
Popeyes is the chalk according to the chat. KFC, because KFC, you would think KFC would be in the conversation, but I don't hear people.
their Nashville hot chicken sandwich isn't bad. Their chicken littles are solid, but not great.
Yeah.
Not Taco Bell, by the way. Do you want to talk about your Taco Bell experience the other night, Grant? I saw you.
What was my
tweeting
Taco?
out.
Oh dear. Oh. So, general rule: if you're ordering Taco Bell on Uber Eats at midnight on the weekend, always order like 3 or 4 extra things from the value menu, just because something's going to be missing or something's going to be completely messed up. It's going to happen. Absolutely going to happen. So I order $40 worth of Taco Bell stuff for me and my buddy. Of course, 3 things were missing. My quesadilla was just a tortilla with a little bit of cheese on half of the side of it. Wasn't even cooked really all the way through. And like just so many things were entirely wrong. And my buddy's like, yeah, see, this is why you don't do this. I'm like, no, this is why I order way too much food, because now I'll get a refund on half of it. And I'll at least
you leave a review where you say like this was bad and that was bad and they hook it up?
No, I don't. It's partially Uber Eats' fault, I'm sure. Like,
yeah,
the case, they definitely miss some things, but yeah, it's pretty much just it was trash.
I mean, $40 worth of Taco Bell and you're missing 3 things, so that's like $38.50 left.
What did you order? The gold bouillon?
The whole restaurant? Did you get a franchise?
I don't know. Let's see. What did I order?
Baja Blast, like a canteen of it.
The whole
Baja.
Baja,
Down for the Bills.
the Baja Blast machine.
Why does Taco Bell have a monopoly on Baja Blast? Is that like the hook to get people there? Like, is there anywhere else that you can?
Is the Baja Blast like? Is it legit?
It's delicious. Let's see.
What is it compared to?
It's like a Mountain Dew, but like a fruity Mountain Dew. Is that a good way to describe it, Grant?
It's more of a tropical Mountain Dew.
Tropical fruity, synonyms.
Yeah. So what I ordered was a steak quesadilla, a double steak grilled cheese burrito, 7 mild sauce packets, cinnamon twist, chips and cheese nacho, cheesy bean and rice burrito, chicken chipotle melt, 7 hot sauce packets, cheesy gordita crunch,
you gotta
cheesy
order
roll
hot
up,
sauce packets?
6 Diablo sauce packets, and cheesy fiesta potatoes.
Are you paying for those sauce packets?
No, they just make me put them out there.
When you say
Otherwise, I
buddy,
just say
is
handful
that
of
just-
sauce.
You actually were you and somebody else did order together, or you're saying buddies, so you're not like it was you and one other person, or what?
Oh, if I got all that, I wouldn't lie about that. Be like, yeah, I
First
got
down for
drunk and
Buffalo,
ordered $30 worth of Taco Bell.
Yeah,
2.5 minutes to the next flash draft.
Woohoo!
Good
Oh,
time.
which way is it tougher for kickers? By the way, have you figured that out? Has anybody figured that out as far as who's going what way and which way is more difficult? You kick field goals?
No.
Because I know one way is more difficult than the other way.
Yeah, I saw some videos on Twitter that looked crazy. From
Speaking of chicken,
Yeah.
I got chicken.
Oh,
Raising Cane's.
I didn't know that was out west. Raising Cane's is out west. Oh,
Yeah.
there's a fumble by Buffalo. I think that was Singletary. Doesn't matter who it was, but they lost it at the 30-yard line. So much of that drive. Recovery for the
Burrito.
Patriots with a burrito. Yeah. Send to the bench. SBK, you watching this Philly game? Who in the world is covering Embiid on the Hornets? Because
I was thinking about that last night when I was doing projections. I was like, do I have to project Nick Richards for a bunch of minutes, or like is JT Thor or Vernon Carey or somebody? I haven't actually seen the box score of who's actually playing for them. I did see the Sixers were up, but yeah, I mean they have no size there to defend Embiid at all. What is the score of that game right now?
So the Sixers are up 3 with 5 minutes to go in the third. And Richards has played 17 minutes. Washington only 13 minutes. Washington crushing for what it's worth.
Yeah, Washington didn't
and
start.
Thor is playing 9 minutes. Correct. Yeah, but he didn't start the other night. He played 35 minutes. Like they just gave like the courtesy start to Richards, and he got the hook, and he never really came back.
Well, they're giving Richards like 6-7 minutes of run to start both halves.
1 minute.
Yeah,
to the
he's playing a good bit.
1 minute for flash.
They
draft.
didn't do that the other night.
All right, getting the flash draft.
Also,
All right,
Eric,
getting in the flash.
Eric in chat, Grant, any late night NBA props you like?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me get in the flash draft.
Yeah, we'll hit him up. Yeah, I saw him talking about Chris Paul later on without Booker.
Let's see what games are going on. I've got Marcus Morris over 17.5 points, rebounds, assists. McCollum over 23.5 points. Derek White over 3.5 assists.
Not playing. You might want to. I don't know if you saw that. McCollum's doubtful.
Oh,
He's
I didn't see
doubtful?
that.
Perfect.
Oh no, we got it. So DSJ is going to absolutely smash, huh?
Yeah, I hope he doesn't because I also have DSJ over 5.5 assists and Powell over 16.5 points. So that works out great. Like, because I just get a refund if McCollum doesn't play.
Yeah, not gonna hurt.
I don't have enough DSJ. I missed that note for some reason. That's not good.
Flash draft starting.
He has that rib. Is that what it is? The rib I'm talking is the issue. We got Sanders versus Allen versus Diggs.
It is
Sanders.
the rib, yeah.
I mean, I'm going to take the chalk and take Allen. I'll take the 1.5. It's fine. I think he's the chalk. Yep, 55%.
Oh, quadruple Sanders.
Stevenson, Bass, and like everybody's going to play. Everybody's going to take Stevenson, right? I assume that's what's happening here. Nobody's going to take a kicker. People are too afraid. 15% for Bass.
I mean, Dean, did you see those videos on Twitter before the game started?
I
It's like everybody is talking about them.
Harris versus Folk versus Bourne. Like again, Harris is 1.5x. I'm sorry, Folk is 1.5x.
All right. Give me Folk.
That's not terrible.
Have you seen the wind?
Wait, is there wind tonight in Buffalo?
Didn't you see the videos on Twitter? Don't take
Folks Twitter.
Don't take Breida.
Yeah, he's good. They're sending him to the bench, right?
Which is good because I've
who
got
knows?
Captain Singletary.
Zach Moss is active, so they certainly could go away from Breida.
Missed pick. When did I miss a pick?
Every time.
Classic Daniel.
I clicked it and everything. Unbelievable. No, it doesn't matter now. I'm playing out the string, but what's the point?
Kelly Oubre's hair is just so crazy. Such a cool looking guy for the most part, but I don't know what he's doing with that hair.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't things I typically Google, but I think I've seen him on the list of like best looking NBA players. I mean, it's, that's
subjective, I guess, but yeah, just
I'm
definitely
not
weird
gonna
looking.
say it's wrong.
Just banged a 3 down.
He's been crushing all night.
Yeah.
You know,
Got a
it's been
bit of a
crushing
reverse.
Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. No. But
Are they?
his
yeah,
points prop was
you're-
16.5. Absolutely incredible to me.
You were talking about what you got him over 25 points at 5-1 or 6-1, something like that.
Yeah,
He's
hopefully
at
you guys were on
21.
scores and odds.
That's an awesome bet. It's looking
What was
very
that?
good.
I didn't hear that. What bet was it?
Cunningham 25 plus points at 5-1.
Yeah, that Detroit bench pretty thin.
Where is that
Also-
at? Not all books offer that, right?
FanDuel.
Man,
Yeah,
what a good
FanDuel.
line.
DraftKings usually does too. But yeah, I mean, and also a game for Detroit.
Oh, we got a big run. We got a touchdown. He's gone.
Is that
That's number
Harris?
30. I think it's Harris.
Great. I just won like $500.
I'm pretty
Oh.
sure it's Harris. Yep, 64-yard touchdown for Harris. Woof.
Oh, man.
That-
Oh,
that
I just
was
won a lot of money.
I mean, that was as simple as 64-yard touchdown. Just one little move, and I don't know if the safety was got juked or what. What happened here?
I should probably be looking at
Over-pursued.
the lines right now.
Oh man, that's just like nobody touched him. I don't know if you guys are synced up or not. If you guys seen the play just yet, but that was
Yeah.
I ended up going to the
was about-
Sixers game to see how this turns out for my boys here.
If the Sixers lose to Charlotte, they do have that history, SBK, and you know this. They always seem to like play down to their competition.
Yeah,
It's just sort of like they just never seem to like want to blow teams out.
They're just not that good right now either.
Yeah, I guess that's the other part of it.
They're so painfully slow on offense. I feel like Doc Rivers is never going to change. But yeah, I would be shocked if this doesn't end up being like a 1 possession game at the end.
Brown's doing things off the bench for Chicago. Okay, I gave him a gander, but he didn't make my final cuts. I guess I should have played him.
So, Dean, what
Molly-
happened? What happened with this Florida stuff? I saw I saw that they went offline. I guess like at the end of last week.
Yeah, I mean, there was a ruling about 3 weeks ago or something like that, where they were basically told them to stop, and they're like, yeah, thank you, and they didn't stop, and then just kept, and eventually, I don't know what happened since then. I mean, they kind of did their own thing and whatever, but they stopped for there's other lawsuits pending and all. Not worth getting into all the legalities and all that, but essentially, they gave in and said we're going to temporarily suspend it. So it's temporarily suspended down in Florida. The bad thing was when I saw that the Giants were unlikely to have Daniel Jones, I saw a beat writer put that out there. I hammered the Dolphins, right? And I got it like a 3 or 3.5. And then, the line moved like 5.5 or 6.
That's why
once they
hammer
said-
plus 165 on DK, hammer that Bills line.
plus 165. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That is good. They went for 2 and got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Bolden scored. So they, I had a big bet on the Dolphins, and they took it away because they said, well, we're shutting the thing down, and it's so I unfortunately could not get paid off on that. Silver lining is I got paid back for my Jimmy Butler future MVP bet. But it didn't work out that way. Somebody out there has got some really good futures and very upset that they got taken away, I'm sure. But also like some terrible bets were refunded as well. So collectively, everybody's like breaks even, I guess, but there's probably some people that are really upset that they lost some really good bets, but that's how it goes.
Shitty.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they'll figure it out at some point. Who knows? But I mean, you guys heard of Florida before, right?
Okay, there's literally an arbitrage situation right now.
What do you have?
Bills plus 165 on DK, throwing another 500 on it.
And what's the other side?
Minus 157 Patriots over on Barstool, minus 164 on what's it called? FanDuel, minus 154 on Maxim Bet. What's it on MGM, Devin?
It is plus 135 Bills right now.
Minus 165 New England.
Yeah, they finally moved the line.
By the way,
Just gonna
Grant,
sit here,
despite the
take it.
facts, have you done your victory lap yet for Bane? Because he is crushing right now.
He's gonna keep.
Oh
running.
gosh, he's such a terrible play. Am I right, Dean?
I said he's not a value play, and he's still not a value play. Like you got in the right side of variance. Congratulations, good for you. But he was not a value play. It was the wrong use of the term. That's all.
Or
I
do you-
didn't say. I said he's a good value.
I think
What's the difference?
I think you just adequately used the power of your mush there, Dean.
I don't have that ability. To say somebody's a good value is saying they're a good value play. What are you talking about? You're talking semantics now. A good value play means they're a good value.
I know what you're both saying. I mean, yeah, Grant probably didn't use the term the right way, but he's also right.
No, he
about the
offers
fact
good value.
The 7K was still a good price for what he was likely to return. But yeah,
So literally, RG lineup HQ has an RG value.
It wasn't a
metric.
good value play according to the lineup HQ.
According to our projections, I disagreed with them. According to my projections, my mind projections.
According to math,
No, according to, first of all, projection. You can't just say math. There's good and bad math, and there's wrong weights.
argue with
on
Keach
things.
and tell him there's no math involved in projections.
No, Dean. There is 100%. That's not my argument. I'm saying just saying math is something a dumb school teacher from Florida would do.
So, okay, so what did you use to say that to make you say it was a good value? Because certainly it's not the matchup, and certainly it wasn't the price. So what
I had
certainly
him
you didn't expect
projected
the
at
late-
well
the late
over a
40 minutes.
20% chance of 25 real life points. Looking at his other numbers and what Vegas had projected for them, which I believed all to be too low, he was projected for around 40 points. Anytime you can get a
There's
guy.
a 20% chance he'd pay off his salary, and therefore he's a good
No,
value. That makes a lot
that's
of sense.
drastically pay off his salary. 25 real life points factoring in 3 threes, so 1.5 additional points on top of that, plus the potential of a double-double. What do you think projections are?
Wait, potential of a double-double. How many double-doubles does Bane have all season long?
He has
I'm gonna
potential
say
at
no
it.
more.
He has none.
I'm gonna say, well, yeah. Well, I mean, everybody's got the potential of a double-double. That if the guy that has 0 has got the potential for a double-double, I have a
It's
potential
almost
for
like-
a double-double.
Almost like John Morant's out.
Yes, and he averages just over 1 fantasy point per minute when John Morant stopped playing.
Yes, but when he's not in the starting lineup, he averages 1.2 fantasy points per minute.
When he's not in the starting lineup. Okay.
When John Morant is not playing the game, where they stagger the rotations differently, he averages 1.2 fantasy points per minute.
You don't think that's factored into when he's not in the courts? Are you being serious? You're just manipulating numbers now.
Dean, I'm saying in the last 4 games without Morant, where they change how they run the offense,
So the
where they
4
change
game
the
sample
rotations,
is
he has an
gotcha.
increase in minutes of more. You know that Morant isn't only the only variable. There are other variables that go into things.
Uh-huh. Are you enjoying this, Keach? Me and Grant would argue about this all day.
All that
He
matters
can
is
look at a scoreboard and say, well, look, it worked, and that's all that matters. It worked. And that's yeah, okay.
it's worked, and
Right.
it's been working every game but one with Morant out. Every single
Mhm.
time.
60% of the time.
Oh, technically 75%.
I was doing the anchor man. I was hoping you'd finish the line.
Nope.
It was a callback. Oh man. I love that you say he's got the potential for a double-double. Everything else you said, okay, there's some sort of credence, but that's the worst thing you said in that whole diatribe.
He had 9 in the last game.
Okay. But like, that's the worst argument.
Look at RG projections. They have them projected for
Not even close to a double-double.
0.05 double-double, so 1 in every 20.
Is that an RG thing? Is that something we have on BetMGM? I've never seen it
Mhm.
before. I've never
We
seen
do,
the potential
yeah.
for a double-double. Is that new?
It's not something I spend a whole lot of time, waiting each day, but yeah, we do have.
By the way, Bane, in the only 2 games that weren't a blowout with him in the starting lineup, 9 and 7 rebounds.
Okay. Well, you can bet him for a double-double. That's something you can bet in books.
I mean, you
bet that.
technically can.
They might not even,
What?
a lot of us probably don't even have that available to bet.
Yeah, actually, they don't. FanDuel, you can generally bet the 10 plus and the 10 plus. They don't actually allow a bet with odds on Bane 10 plus.
Even
rebounds
FanDuel's like,
or
we're
assists.
going to be stealing money. That will be wrong of us to do that because we know there's no chance this could hit.
But guys, I'm healthy. I got coleslaw.
Oh man, I can't believe I did not see the note about McCollum not playing. I feel like such a dope.
Yeah, I don't know how I didn't see it either.
I said that like maybe 30 seconds after it happened. You didn't miss it.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it wasn't-
Oh, okay, good. So because I'm already locked in on a lot of stuff, and that's not good. Because they said he was probable. He's just a pain tolerance thing. Because he was holding his rib, I guess, but I guess that's what it is, the rib, I assume. But
Probably just
Yeah.
not gotten. It probably just bothered him too much. Yeah, I did end up jumping on the Clippers. I didn't get a chance to poach any props, unfortunately. But
Guys, I'm absolutely destroying the world on props tonight.
it's wonderful.
what do you
All
have?
right.
Nice.
It was a bad week for your boy prior to now. Well,
Oh,
it's weird. In my spreadsheet, I keep a rolling 7-day average to help me either feel better or worse. And
hey, Grant, this is more important. Derek in the chat said, I just started putting coleslaw on my hot dogs, and it's a game changer? Like a negative game changer or a positive?
I feel like that could be
coleslaw-
really good.
That'd be good coleslaw.
I think, how good could coleslaw be? Like the best thing you can say about coleslaw is like it's like a 6. I don't know.
It'd be low quality coleslaw on a hot dog. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Dean, I disagree with you. There's some very good coleslaw.
There's no coleslaw where you're like this is a 10.
No, but there is 8.5.
Coleslaw can only be so good. Is the point I'm making.
Entirely disagree.
Of course.
You ever had good deli coleslaw?
No, that's the whole point. I've never had good coleslaw from anywhere.
Well,
It's
you.
like mediocre at best.
How do you feel about deli, like deli sandwiches? Like
Oh,
They're good
deli's
pastrami.
fabulous. Yeah. Yeah.
then-
Who's anti-deli? I mean, I understand. Yeah, that's not your thing, whatever. But yeah, Publix here in Florida. Well, they're in the South now too. They have a fabulous deli. I'm sure somebody in chat can confirm that.
no, I'm
They're
talking
just
like,
like a
a
deli
good,
shop. Yeah,
like
yeah,
a good deli. Like,
like Cats, sure.
yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know
sure.
what Pat's is.
Cat's Deli in New York. It's like the most famous deli in the country.
Okay.
Delicatessen. I think there's actually a Cats in Vegas. In one of the hotels. There's a Cats. You probably have
That's
it. I just
awesome.
don't remember.
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
I need to check that
Can you
out
look this
then.
up?
I'm going to, I might not be here next week. I'm going to Vegas this weekend.
I will not
Really?
be here next week. I'm going to be in Memphis.
Sorry, me and you, Devin.
We'll see.
What's
I
going on
can
in
always,
Memphis?
Calling it now. It might be a day off next week.
I mean, I told you I'm sitting courtside for Sixers Grizzlies next Monday.
Ah, that's right. Yeah. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, no Ja. You're probably bummed. I'm assuming Ja's not going to be back. Wait, how did
I don't
Buffalo get
care.
the ball back? Did New England tip that ball? Is that what happened? I guess.
yeah, I have
they
no
tipped
idea
it.
what happened.
We
Hey,
got.
what's going on with that game?
That's a touchdown
The
to
Sixers-
Diggs. That's a touchdown to Diggs in the seam, like a 10-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, there was
So
a
it's gonna be
punt
8-6.
punt return, bounced off the ground, landed right, like must have just barely grazed the player's head on New England. Buffalo got the ball back.
Oh, that was Davis. I thought that was Diggs. I'm sorry.
All right. Where lines? Plus 106, plus 104.
They going for two? I'm assuming they go for two now. Try to match, but maybe not.
Well, and because of the wind.
Yeah, they're going to kick it.
Yeah.
Anyway. Go, Andre Drummond. Go. Don't pass. All right.
Devin, what's the line at MGM right now?
It is not up yet.
All right. Minus 105. Minus 105 at DK. Let's see. Hoping for something. There we go. Maximum bet.
What do you
Plus
got?
115.
Plus 100 on Bills on BetMGM.
Plus 100 on the Bills.
Yeah,
They did kick extra point and they made it.
and it just
Yep.
went down to minus 130.
I don't hate New England at plus 110 right now.
And plus 105 for New England on MGM. And up to 115 for New England.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on MGM.
I just threw in 700 over on Maximum bet.
What number?
Plus 115.
Yeah.
Like, I like the Patriots to win this straight up. It's just the 165 number on what's
Yeah.
it called was just far too good.
What was the total in this game? Like 41, 42?
Seeing as low as 38.
Oh, man.
If it that low, wow. I mean, I feel like it's. I mean, obviously it's gonna be tough to throw, so that's its own problem. But I feel like the win in this crazy shit can also cause like short fields and weird touchdowns. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
It goes,
That
what
seems-
we just saw that. That's how they got the ball on the 10-yard line. Buffalo.
Hey, I can stop betting and no matter what, win $500.
Are you going to
place
stop?
to be.
No. Can't stop, won't stop.
What's
Come
the
on.
fun in that, right?
Did you use the what's it called? The DK first touchdown profit boost?
I forgot to, and I was mad at myself for that.
Yeah,
Although
I had Harris at plus 1130. And it's only 50 to win 550 or 615, rather.
Still ain't bad.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So 7 to 8, 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
I need
Have we
4 more
seen the
points from
Patriots?
Cunningham.
Yeah, the Patriots have not thrown the ball yet. I was looking at their stats. I'm trying to figure out receiving stats, and they just haven't. They ran the ball like 9 times. Yeah.
I mean, their game plan really probably doesn't change a whole lot. It's not as much as the Bills probably does.
Yeah. I mean, the way they do things, they're
Like
more
Mac-
suitable for this game, suitable for the conditions.
Yeah.
Supposedly, it's supposed to get a little bit better in the second half. That's what Rolf was saying, as far as the win
Yeah.
and all that. I'm
It
not
could
sure
be
if we'll
more
update or
like
not.
yeah, the fourth quarter maybe. But oh wait, yeah, it's Eastern time. So yeah, maybe after halftime.
Oh, all right. Let's see what other bets I have for the people. So Derek White over 3.5 assists. I don't know what to do with any of the Trailblazers ones, and I still like Marcus Morris over 17.5 rebounds, points, assists.
Does
And
DSJ have a line out there?
I don't know. I'll check. I already got him at over 5.5 assists, which I'm really liking now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caesars might have something up there.
Let's see.
Checking that out. I'm curious to see what they do with.
Ooh,
with
DSJ over 14.5 points
where
at DraftKings. I think that's a pretty solid line. You guys think I'm off?
I'm not sure.
No, I'd say that's probably like a point low.
I mean, I'm getting at plus 100 too.
Oh, yeah, that certainly helps. I'm gonna check and see what it is on Caesars. I feel like they had a Bolmaro prop earlier for over 2.5 rebounds plus 110, which was ridiculously low.
I would have hit that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not a big usage guy, but
no, just the minutes. I think it ended up.
So you know what RG has Dennis Smith Jr. projected for?
Probably
as far
a
as
certain
what?
amount of points.
fantasy points or what?
19.34 points.
Yeah, that's
That will be more than 14.5.
probably high.
Yeah.
I mean, the total, I don't think the total or Portland's implied total is really going to change much. I think the line only ended up moving a point, at least last I saw. So, like, if their team total doesn't change, then we're going to have, I mean, that's a lot of McCollum stuff we're going to have to shift around. So, yeah, I mean, 19 might not be crazy on Smith.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
find him on Prize Picks, and I can't find him. Did they pull him down possibly? I don't
So,
see him
yeah,
on here.
Caesars has 14.5 plus 100 as well. I think I am going to hit that.
Yeah, I would highly suggest it.
And I need oh no, actually I think I already got it on the Clippers bets, but that little, I mean, Grant, I'm sure you're well past this, but that little $150 NBA store gift card, I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah, I'll get it for Arizona. I'm obviously not getting it for here, but all right, I'm gonna
Hey,
hit.
Grant, Eric had some questions in chat. Did you give a thought as far as DeJounte over 6.5 assists? Do you have a thought on that one?
What does RG project
I like that number.
Let's see.
Hey, Keach, is there somewhere I can get I know I can get the fantasy number, the fantasy projection. Is there a place I can get the actual breakdown of stats of how much we're projecting for each player on RG? Do I not know what that is?
You can see it through scores and odds. I think there's got to be some other places on the site where you can see it. I'm always looking like more sheet, so I don't generally look at the user facing side that much. I don't think it's in lineup HQ, but I might be wrong about that.
I don't think it is either. I think it's just like their fantasy, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all on the scores and odds app. They import it all in.
I can link you to that tool, for the tool we use too, Dean. If you just want to be able to look at that thing.
So, and I'm, and not just for myself, but I'm sure people that are listening, people that have the site. I presume that some would want to have access to that. I don't know if that's something that'd be easy. I mean, who knows?
No, I don't think that. I think it's our tool to use.
Yeah.
Change things around.
Okay.
It's an internal tool.
Yeah.
Kind of like you're an internal tool.
Yeah, I was waiting for that one.
Right?
That was coming.
Yeah, pretty simple.
Did I have a Harris captain lineup?
I need one more assist from PJ Washington.
Oh, I made a Stevenson captain lineup. I did not make a Harris.
Dennis Smith
lineup.
points and assists 21.5 minus 105. Not a bad number.
That seems a little low.
It does. I haven't seen the assist prop yet. I think I might just miss that somewhere.
I mean, he's active when he's out there, right? And he's probably working for another contract, former lottery pick, and who knows? He seems like a guy that's like on the fringe of getting out of the league, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Dennis Smith Jr. He's got to be somebody that's like really excited to take advantage of this opportunity.
his assist props in Caesars league 6.5 minus 130 to the over. So, yeah, I'm certainly expecting to be out there for a while.
Grant, you were talking about Derek White. What was the prop you said for Derek White?
Over 3.5 assists.
Yeah, Grant, he's so what if it's 4? Did they ever have it?
A lot of times, a lot of places I assumed it moved to 4.5. That's why I read it up early. It's been hammered. I still think 4.5 is a solid one, depending on what line you get. So it's still at 3.5 at Caesars, DK, and MGM. It looks like if you're getting anything over plus 110 on the over a 4.5, I like it. But yeah, 3.5 is just a great line. I mean, he's hit that in 10 of his last 13 games. 5 is a little bit tougher, and I don't think it offers as much value unless you're getting it at plus 130. I would need to, in order for it to provide as much value as the over 3.5 at minus 140.
What about Pirtle? 9 rebounds, over or under? I would take over 9.
I did take. I forgot about that one. Yeah, I took the over on that. I got the over 9.5 at
that seems
plus
too low,
115.
by at least a rebound.
It's plus 115 on the over.
Really?
Yep.
What do we have him projected at as far as his rebounds? Close to 10 or 11? Or is that just me?
Let's see.
In my
I
head,
think
I'm
that
thinking
one
that's
been
not
one of the ones that I disagreed with. Oh yeah, 10.29. Yeah, DK has the best line at plus 110.
Bolden just broke off a 16-yard run. So Harris has carried the ball 5 times. Stevenson's carried the ball 4 times, just ran the ball for 3 yards. Bolden twice, Aguilar once, Jones once, and Jonnu Smith once. And they throw the ball 1 time for 12 yards to Jonnu Smith, the Patriots, that is, at the Buffalo 28 with 12 minutes to go in the first half. So just everybody's getting the ball there. Your Sixers are up 3 with 6 minutes and 44 seconds left to go. SBK.
I'm watching. Yeah, I'm still. My emotional investment in this team is just absurd. I try to keep letting it go and just accept that they're just not. They don't have it, but I can't do it.
Hey, you got any priors on book night? I know he was like a big lottery pick, and he hasn't really had a chance to do anything. This is his first game. I think he's really getting a chance out of necessity.
I haven't actually seen how much he's played. I was actually hesitant to project him where we did in terms of minutes. I thought Cody Martin would be the is it Cody or Caleb? Well, whichever one.
I can't remember actually.
One of the Martin brothers. Book night's doing good though. Minutes. He's at 20 minutes now. I know he did well in the I think either the preseason or the what's the league in Vegas?
G League.
He did some things. And
he just threw
I looked at his stats in college. He was good there.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's fine. He was actually he was like a +9 in like 8 minutes in the game last night. I didn't really see what he had done, but yeah, this is the only way he's getting any run on this team though, as long as they're competitive. They're missing both those guards probably. And now the Hornets are up.
DJJ has no actual points in the bucket, which is a problem with that. He just man, if that guy could shoot, like he'd be incredible. I know it's a weird thing, is like he's so talented, just an incredible athlete. But his shooting is kind of, I mean, he'll shoot a 3, he'll tempt them, but
who are you talking about?
DJJ for the Bulls.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's great in highlights.
He's an unbelievable athlete. But
yeah.
I am on Denver in that one, so I'm hoping that kind of holds. But
we got a field goal attempt. This is exciting. This is a 41-yarder. The goalposts are moving. What? He split them. Look at Folk. It's a 4-pointer. Who had Folk in what's it called? Did we not have Folk in the thing?
I think he was in there, and none of us got him.
I bet Devin did.
Devin.
Is Devin lurking?
I did.
Did Devin wander off?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I have Folk. Let me check.
I think it was like a 1.5er as well, like 1.5x. I'm not mistaken.
I have.
That could win it for
I
you
do
right
have
there.
Nick Folk. Yep, at 1.5x.
Gosh,
that's
Devin.
1.5 times 4. That's 6 points, Devin.
I'm at 6.8 right now with the Ramondre Stevenson. What is he at?
Nobody
like
else has done anything.
10 yards? Like.
Yeah. Oh man, good for you.
Oh man, Bane on his way to a double-double, 4 rebounds.
I'm tied for first with 61 of my closest friends.
If Bane gets a double-double, I'll walk off the set.
Good. Let's go double-double. Let's get rid of Dean finally.
I wasn't saying it as a threat. I was saying it as a, yeah.
But man,
oh boy.
Bane, 30 points tonight. Who said he might get 50?
Was that you, Dean?
No, it was me, I believe.
Are you sure?
No, because you certainly could. He always gets 2 steals and a block in every single game. That's something you can predict. You can just put it in the books every single game for sure. Like, that's something he does all the time.
Yet Dylan Brooks was the better play, according to you.
No. I said Dylan Brooks has the higher usage, and that's just a fact. That's not according to me. That's just a factual statement. When John Morant's off the court, Brooks is like a 33% usage. It's insane.
Yeah.
You don't need me to like. That's not me arguing on behalf. I think Brooks is like a bad player on your team. Like he's not an efficient guy. But
I mean,
we don't care about that in our world.
He would be good on like the Lakers, honestly, like a decent defensive guy. Like can shoot, but is not going to do a ton of things. Like he'd be good bench wing.
As a general rule, if Dylan Brooks is taking 30% of your shots, you're not a winning team. It's just the point I'm making.
That's probably true, but Dylan Brooks is a good player. I feel like we should stop slandering Dylan Brooks.
You only
He's a very
Bane at 5 rebounds, Daniel.
You only make 30% of the shots that Dylan Brooks takes.
Who said? Was that Michael Scott? Who said that?
That was Dylan Brooks by Michael Scott by Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, nicely done. Oh man, it's 11-7. By the way, what a score. They're talking about McBuckets, but what about McBuckets under 11 points? They're without Vassell, but like they're pretty healthy. I did not consider McBuckets obviously in DFS. What do we have there? Anybody have a take as far as Dougie McBuckets?
We have him projected for over that slightly. I think it's close to a coin toss. I don't like either side of that. If you are going to take the under, you're getting it at -120. I think there's more value on the over at FanDuel at +102.
What do you think his chances? Does he have a chance to get a double-double like Bane?
No.
He doesn't.
But Bane is not far off pace for a double-double right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, but just because it works out for you doesn't mean it was a.
Except for it's going to possibly work out for me. And I've been paying attention, and he was 1 rebound that I think he got stat corrected on from a double-double in the last game. And 2 games before that, he was 3 rebounds off pace. And they didn't get his normal rotation because they were going on a bit of a run. There wasn't a timeout or a foul called for 5 minutes.
When you say you've been paying attention, the implication is you're implying that I'm not paying attention. Which is, at least that's what
I'm paying attention to Memphis as much as me. You may say something about, I don't know, teams that I don't pay as much attention to as the Sixers as Keach. And guess what? If Keach says something that I think, oh, that's probably wrong, from what I've seen, I'll go and look into it and then extensively research it before I say, yeah, Keach, you're absolutely wrong. But when it's something that I've done extensively more research into than you, generally you should side with me. I pay attention to the Grizz a lot. I bet Bane every single night. I bet Jackson on nights.
Yeah, but you're betting him to hit over 2.5 3-pointers, which I agree with. You're not betting him to put up a double-double. You're not betting him to.
I bet the over on his rebounds.
45. But his rebounds over is not 10. It's like 4.
It's 4.5, I think.
Okay, but whatever.
You can also, guess what? Bet alternates.
Yeah, I never had a chance to do those, but I would have loved I love the idea of smashing that. 3rd and 2 for Buffalo, by the way, 10 minutes to go. Down 11-7, which is a fun score.
Yeah, and it was 5.5 on some sites, Dean. So the idea that he could get 4 more than Vegas has him projected for is not an asinine thing.
Well, the percentage, though, Grant. I mean, to say that somebody has a chance for a double-double when they're projected for 4.5 rebounds, you might as well say
5.5.
everybody.
That's actually pretty common. JaVale McGee, he can get a double-double any night. He's projected for 5.5 rebounds. Cole Anthony, same rebound prop, actually worse juice at 5.5.
You've never said Cole Anthony is going to get a double-double tonight. You've never said.
First of all, he's gotten multiple double-doubles this season. His role in this offense
he has.
Yeah, he's a possibility of triple-double any night. The fact that we always say that Lonzo Ball is a potential triple-double threat doesn't mean it's a likely outcome. It's higher than people may realize and something that you should pay attention to.
I was betting those. LaMelo was my favorite one to bet for triple doubles.
Yeah, Kate Cunningham's my favorite.
I bet that before. I bet that one against the Lakers, and I got an awesome line on it. When he got a triple double against them earlier in the season. Everybody against the Lakers bet for triple double. But like Cunningham, you got a bit of a sweat. He stopped scoring. He's at 21 still with 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, I know. I'm not happy about it. I mean, I already hit no matter what, I made like a G up for him tonight. But if he hits the over 25 points, I make 2 Gs.
By the way, DJJ did score. He's got 3 fouls, but he does have 2 points and 6 fours.
Gosh, one of the best lines I've ever seen was today. Karis LeVert under 4.5 assists. He hasn't hit that.
He's got a chance for a double-double.
Yeah, huh?
He had a chance for a double-double tonight.
No, he doesn't, because he hasn't had over 4 assists in over a month. It's bonus. Not too far away from a triple-double.
Don,
Shout out to Dre.
Don Yeezy in chat.
On a little bit.
Grant lives for proving Dean wrong. It's like breathing air.
Yeah, I mean, money's no longer important to me. Proving Dean wrong is important to me.
Eventually, I just give up.
Desmond Bain, 6 rebounds.
What?
Halfway through the third.
I mean, it's going to get like a career high for him. And Cunningham, by the way, is at 24 points.
It's not even the high
No,
in
wait,
the last game.
he's at 26 points. You got your over. Nicely done.
Wait, Cunningham just went on a tear?
Yeah, he hit a 3, and then he drove to the basket. He's got 26 points, and you smashed that number.
Woo-wee! Looks like I'm going to be showing a lot of...
How much could you put on that? Could you put like $500 on that?
They only let me put, I think, like 168, I want to say. No, they only let me put like 215 on the 20 plus. But I mean, I got like 700 on his over 16.5, easy money. Wrote up on scores and odds. That's a nice little 9-unit. I'm probably gonna get a 20-unit night tonight.
By the way, Zach Moss got 4 carries for 12 yards. Breida, since the fumble, I don't think we've seen him. Just 1 carry. So Moss in the rotation now. Singletary 5 for 10, Moss 4 for 12. And I thought, like, I can't imagine, Keach, we didn't have Moss projected for much because he's been the odd man out of late. But
I added him obviously when he was active. He was inactive on that Thanksgiving Day game. I gave him some work just given the nature of the weather and stuff. But yeah, obviously was projecting him third behind the other 2 backs. But yeah, as soon as that Breida fumble happened, seemed pretty obvious he was probably going to get involved.
It's such a weird coach thing. It's like the players aren't fumbling on purpose, and it's not like they forgot how to hold the ball. It's like, oh, now we can't play this guy for the foreseeable future because they fumbled 3 plays ago. Like, what does that have to do with the play now? I don't know. I never understood that.
I'm with you on that one to a degree, and like unless it's a guy that has like a history of doing it and he starts doing it again. But yeah, sure,
yeah. But I don't know who the outliers are as far as guys that like have fumbled historically a ton. But yeah, at a certain point, just stop playing him at all. Like they can't have this guy fumbling.
I mean, the Bills have no idea what they want to do with their running backs every game anyway. So it's just like they just kind of figure it out as they go.
I like the way Eric Johnson thinks. Bet the over of 0.5 interceptions to Josh Allen. It's a fun bet.
I mean, the tricky thing is like there's not going to be many passes, right? And that's what we've seen so far.
Yeah, the untricky thing is the fact that there's a lot of wind, so there's going to be more errant throws. So it's actually more likely to happen, even on slightly lower pass volume, especially when you consider the possibility of them being down late in the game and being forced to throw.
Yeah, but I mean, they were favorites in this game, or was it like a push?
Yeah,
they were slight
Buffalo was a favorite, which I didn't understand. Patriots are not clearly, they might be the better team, but they're also a better team for this type of environment with a bunch of wind.
They're built for the situation.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. The Bills are built for a team in a dome, and they're in Buffalo, which is just weird.
They are.
Go ahead, SPK.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're not useless in this kind of weather. But yeah, when I had bet Bills -2.5, it was before I'd realized the scope of the weather issues. That certainly made me feel worse about it when I saw that. I didn't buy out of it. But.
Speaking of dropping the ball, I can't remember which game it was on Sunday. It might have been the Pittsburgh game. One of the defenders went to catch a ball. It was almost an interception, and it bounced out of his hands. The announcer just straight up went for the knees and said, "Well, it's a good thing he's got bricks for hands."
Carlton Davis.
Was that
guy on the
yeah, that's what it was. Carlton Davis.
Mhm.
Oh man, they were going.
Carlton was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That was such a painful
thing,
play. I
Riviera.
needed Atlanta. I needed an Atlanta touchdown there.
Oh, it was
that
Atlanta.
was just a
Yeah.
brutal.
Atlanta's so
Yeah.
terrible.
I keep betting I keep betting Falcons. Right, Tobias, knock this down.
Like that line is terrible, and Matt Ryan's immobile, and it just seems like it's not going well for him.
No.
How many more
Yeah,
years does he
I
have?
mean-
What's his contract like? Is he going to be in the league for more years? What's Matt Ryan's contract status? Because
I think he's got another one into this year. And I'd imagine that's probably all he gets. I imagine they probably try to draft somebody this year, maybe play Matt Ryan a little bit at the beginning of the season and then turn it over. But yeah,
36 years old. I mean, it's not fully his fault there in Atlanta. Obviously, it's a mess all
no,
around.
definitely not. Yeah,
What were we talking about? You guys froze for a minute.
Matt Ryan. How many more years is he's got a contract, by the way? He signed till 2023. In 2022, 16 mil, 2023, 20 mil. I don't know if you can just cut him or whatever, but yeah, he's still got a couple more years there. And also he's just kind of, he's more of an old school. Yeah, I want my quarterback to be able to move a little bit in 2021.
Like
Just
Derek
a general
Carr.
thought. I mean, he can move a little bit, but not. I want my quarterback to be able to move a lot of bits. Give me an Allen over Carr for sure.
Oh,
I know you love Carr, Grant.
Yeah. 11th best QB in the league.
It's the weirdest compliment you can give somebody.
Being an above average quarterback in the NFL.
Well, no, but to say he's the 11th, nobody touts themselves as like the 11th best anything, or like, you say top 5, top 10, top 20. Nobody says here's the best 11 quarterbacks. Nobody does that. That doesn't make any sense. It's not official. It's not an official number.
Well, you just said best 20.
Yeah, I said
20,
11th
yeah,
best
20.
quarterback. That's an official number.
Dean, 11's less than 20.
No, but 20 is like that's an acceptable, the top.
Oh,
20.
sorry. You were a school teacher, so you like to use round numbers. I like to be precise.
Yeah, you like prime numbers.
Jack in
Yeah.
chat's trying to turn this into a forward-thinking show. Any thoughts on Vikings Thursday night?
Were they playing?
They mentioned it earlier. I can't remember off the Pittsburgh, Minnesota.
Oh, speaking of quarterbacks, they got to get kicked out of the league.
Yeah.
Just retire now, Ben. Like, sir, do everybody a favor. He says suppose he's going to retire into the season, but it's just I don't want to watch that game. Here's my first thought. He mushes that entire. Oh, maybe it's just
Oh.
you guys enjoy
game
watching.
I did. I mean, I had a Pittsburgh ticket, but yeah, I thought that was an entertaining football game. The late afternoon window was pretty good. I forget what was the
I
other
just
game?
find Ben to be so hard to. It feels like he's hurting everybody else in that team.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
is he better than Mason Rudolph?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not that far apart anymore, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's better than but sure. What is that saying? Congratulations, you're better than I don't know, Grant. Is Mason Rudolph like the 53rd best quarterback in the league?
I don't know if I put him
ranked?
that. I'm fairly certain that most teams have 2 backups better than him.
Oh, I don't know
Yeah.
about that.
I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that either. But I don't know many backups in the league that I would put over him.
Yeah.
Is
I think
Minshew
Gardner's
is always
still-
going to be like the best backup in the league? Like you can't.
So he might take
give
over
the keys to Minshew.
for Hurts.
What?
No, that's not going to happen.
No.
Unless, I mean, I really don't see that happening. But I was curious when you were bringing up Matt Ryan's contract situation, made me think, I wonder if we have Minshew for another season or not. Because being able to play him against the Jets, him basically being perfect the entire game, and then maybe not having to play the rest of the season, could be a decent trade piece in the offseason.
Let's see.
He is a free agent after he signed next year, 2022
Yes,
for less than $1 million, and then he's a free agent in 2023.
Less than $1 million.
Yep,
Mhm.
he was like a 4th-round pick.
Well, they signed him as a free agent.
No,
though,
he
didn't
wasn't
they?
a 4th round. He would have been under.
Oh
contract.
no, I guess he was traded for. He had a 4-year, $2.7 million
This is
contract.
still the
The Jacksonville
the
contract?
Jacksonville contract.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure because when I didn't know, like for a second, I was like, was he undrafted and just signed a 1-year or a 1-year, nothing guaranteed beyond that deal? But I guess they traded, so I guess not. But,
He's a Washington guy, right, Grant?
Yep, Washington State.
Yeah. He's awesome.
But, like-
He's like the easiest guy to root for of all time. I feel like
Yeah.
I love that the Eagles have these backup quarterbacks. It's just like they're just the easiest people to rally around. Foles and that, like Minshew. Like I was excited to watch the Eagles with Minshew playing. Not that I'm not with her.
Yeah, Minshew was drafted in the 6th round, 178th overall.
But like, you're not excited if Minshew's your starting quarterback. You love him as your backup, but you don't want. He's not the guy you want for the entire season, right?
Debatable.
No, you don't. I don't think you don't want him for a whole year. But
I mean, the
think
main thing is like he did show glimpses in Jacksonville, and the Jacksonville organization was just run awfully. Like,
Yeah.
they
Well,
like you see stuff like Case Keenum, for instance, going from LA and Jeff Fisher over to Minnesota, and an actual competent coach in the organization and competent wide receivers. He was pretty good. I mean, he led the Vikings.
But
what,
like
three? And
best case scenario, Minshew, like best case scenario is like the 20th best quarterback in the league, and I think that's extreme.
I mean,
best
yes, that's why you evaluate talent in the NFL for a living.
Okay, what's your answer?
I mean, he could I don't know. Like, it's very unknown. Potentially,
11?
he could be.
You gonna-
He
is
could
gonna
be.
knock
He
out your
could
boy
be a
Derek
top
Carr?
10 quarterback. That is potentially
No,
possible.
he can't. No, he can't. Just like Bane has a chance to get double doubles on the reg. No, he
I
cannot.
know
be a
on the
top 10
reg. I didn't
quarterback.
say on the reg. I said in this particular situation, in a game going, which I am.
Against Miami, one of the best rebounding teams in the league. What
Oh,
about
it's
that
almost as if
exception?
Bam's not playing.
It's almost as if there's somebody else on the court instead of him.
Yeah, and how's he
They
doing?
don't play 5-on-4. You realize, right?
Yes, but their best rebounder is out of the game, and Memphis probably going to go small, which they have a decent amount. I mean, Adams has played a decent amount of minutes, but
By the way, they're
Still,
crushing
like-
Miami. Miami down 15.
yeah,
Oh, and we have a potential overtime game. Philadelphia, Charlotte, 30 seconds left to go at 119 because Embiid just made a shot. Embiid at 37, 12, and 9. Not messing around.
I need
because there's
one
nobody in the world that can
rebound
guard
from PJ Washington, so I'm kind of hoping for OT here. McCollum
Keane,
officially
he's
ruled
on the
out.
floor. He's on the floor, Grant. So you got that going for you.
Yep.
Embiid is like angry too. I feel like he wants this win. I feel like this would seeing him after that Atlanta game, like that celebration. That was like an angry relief type of celebration.
By the way, Bane has not had a point in the second half.
It's almost like he can disappear at times.
Just getting boards,
Miles
boards and
Bridges.
steals.
Just getting boards.
Rebound. That's
Well,
going.
it's also the way they
Sixers
stagger their
gonna-
rotation. They generally leave them in for about 4 to 5 minutes.
Hold on. We're getting some play-by-play from Keach. Is that what do we have here, Charlotte and Philadelphia?
I think it's Sixers ball with 8 seconds left.
That's a fantastic sweater there, Keach.
Oh,
I can't see it.
Yeah, you had your hands up the same way Mr. Krabs was. That was great.
What
Oh
is
yeah,
it?
yeah. Mr. Krabs, the money sign here. Can you see it?
Go to your
Like,
right.
on
Go to your
left?
right. Go to your right.
The
There you
SpongeBob?
go.
Is that what we're saying?
The SpongeBob. Yep. That's it.
SpongeBob.
Hello there,
These Mr.
kids.
SquarePants?
Hello there, young children.
There's my skateboard over my shoulder.
Well, curious to see what they did. They got to get someone on beat here. We can't have another Tobias Harris trying to take a shot. Did you guys see that Boston Sixers game? I think it was last week. That like just unbelievably ugly performance on both sides.
Possibly. I'm always watching the quad box. I'm sure I caught some of it, but I'm usually watching it from like a DFS perspective.
Yeah, it was like 89 to 87 or something. It's the ugliest game of all time.
It was a game straight out of like 1994, like
Yes.
the old Heat Knicks rivalry. By the way,
It really-
SGA
I mean-
crushed tonight.
Yeah.
30 and 13. Good for him.
Yeah, I wasted a lot of time on their projections last night only to wake up and see that.
How
I bet
miserable is
the
that? by the way?
over Desmond
That was
Bane.
on time.
Look at that 3-pointer. He hit his threes prop.
Yeah, you were the one telling me the other day that's not what he does. Like, oh, he's not a 3-point shooter. That's not
No,
what he
I
does.
didn't say that. You said he only shoots 3 points. Three-pointers.
I said he's got to make his threes, and in order to get.
No, you said he's all he's going to do is make threes. That was literally what you said.
Semantics.
That's all he does is make threes, and he's much more of a versatile player than that.
Keith, how tilting is that? Like, obviously, that's what you signed up for NBA, but like doing all your projections, having it just right, feeling good about it, and then just four news pieces come out there, and just everything you did is just worthless.
Yeah, listen, I've been doing this shit for too long now. It is what it is. Every day it's a new adventure. So something's gonna piss me off. I'm gonna go back to something that I've already done. It's just every day. It's just what it is.
We got to catch
for here. Got a shot. We're going to Tobias Harris. Why are we going? Get the ball to Embiid. Thank you. All right, Embiid touched the ball at the 3-point line with 4 seconds left. Not good. Embiid jump shot. Get in. Oh my God. Bring it out.
Why going overtime?
Having Embiid catch? Yeah.
You watching him to get the rebound?
That's just. I actually didn't see. I think the clock had probably.
They shot it at the buzzer, I believe. Basically.
I'm on the edge of my seat over here.
Yeah, so the shot was taken with apparently 0.5 seconds left to go, so I guess there was no rebound to be had.
It wasn't Washington. It would have been Oubre. But yeah.
Yeah, but he'll get one in overtime.
He should, yeah. It was Bridges on him. Actually, I guess it was a combination.
Bridges is like the only guy for Charlotte that's not really gotten there. He's at 16, 6, and 6, which is not terrible, but when you consider his salary, he's not really paid it off just yet.
DeJounte Murray, 6, 6, and 3 right now.
Still in the first quarter, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He's awesome.
6 assists.
Yep.
He is awesome.
He's excellent.
Yeah, I think he hit his assist. Someone was asking about that. He did his assist prop in the first quarter.
6.5, so not yet.
Close the laptop.
No, that was 5 and it was 5.5 at some spots, I think.
Well, that's ridiculously low.
Yeah, it seemed like a weird number. Pirtle, by the way, 3 boards so far. McDermott, 0 points. So there you go.
Classic.
The Heat are playing Yerk 7 some more, huh? They're working.
I like him.
I think he's a guy that crushed Summer League. I'm pretty sure he's a big Summer League guy.
Yeah. Yep. That's where like I knew him from, kind of.
And also great name.
Yeah, it is a great
7?
name. Yeah, it's an amazing. There's also nothing worse with projections than Summer League. That's the ultimate low. The middle of the summer, nobody gives a shit. I just got to be there, like trying to figure out who. Half the league I don't even know at that point. It's all just like kind of new college players.
Yeah, that sounds like my nightmare.
I didn't know we do projections. We do projections for Summer League. I didn't know this, and I've never played, so I've never considered.
I do them. I know. Yeah, or Bob Reeves helps a lot usually too. But yeah, it's a nightmare. Like the initial file takes like 7 hours for like 16.
What can you tell me about this Ayo guy in Chicago? Ayo Dosunmu?
He's a rookie. Probably not going to do a whole lot when he's out there with Ball, Levine, and
he started tonight.
Yeah, he's been like a decent scorer. He's not a bad shooter. He can do some things. He's like long. He's a good prospect, I think. It kind of was a nice pick by them. I would like
Jokic, like for sure, is going to get his triple double. Like that's going to happen. Yeah, but Jokic is not going to outscore Embiid. I think the key was to try to play them both, which I haven't.
Oh.
What's happening in overtime?
Tobias Harris, take it to the fucking hoop.
Beep.
You're a silly goose
down.
there, SBK.
So,
silly goose.
4th down for Buffalo. Are they going to kick the field goal here? Wait, no, they kicked the field goal. Never mind. I've lost track where they were. Never mind. They're going to punt the ball, I presume.
What's the score of that game? I haven't looked at it.
Buffalo.
It's still 11-8. Yeah, the Monday Night Football show that we're producing here.
I've just been watching the Sixers game, I think, since like the first drive.
Looking at the chat, let's see. What I'm not sure if this is this a question. It just says Dennis Smith Jr., Powell, Cole Anthony. What's that in relation to? Alexander, we're happy to help, but I'm not sure what you're asking.
Dean, there was an earlier question. Who do you boys like in the Niner? I'm assuming that's the late
Oh,
slate.
it's called the Niner. Well, it's not. It's
Niner.
It's 9:30 though. Maybe they're a different. Is it called something different if you're like in Central Time?
Grant, who are we locking in the Niner? I'm not playing the late slate. I mean, but let's see my favorite plays. Powell,
What is the
DSJ are the locks for me. Paul George on DK, probably not as much. Like, I don't hate if you're doing the 2-game slate, throwing in both Cole Anthony and Steph in the same lineup, hoping that game stays close. But yeah, Powell and DSJ are just by far the 2 best plays.
Oh, so it's a 2-game slate. All right. Let's see if I can. I was doing projections earlier on that. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's gonna change. Yeah. Golden. But did you end up betting that, Grant? I know we talked about in the show earlier.
No.
Golden State minus 16, 16 and a half. What's the number?
15, I think. 15 and a half.
It just feels like they're gonna just ravage them. I know everybody else sees the same thing, but Orlando just distinctly terrible at defense, distinctly terrible at offense, and Golden State the opposite. Yeah.
What a line in that game, 15 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had to take a side, what side would you take?
Probably Orlando. Is Kelly Oubre just Michael Jordan? What's going on?
Oh man, you're getting fully tilted now, aren't you? By the way, you got your rebound for Washington. He's got 8.
Nice. I am 10-1 tonight so far.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oubre for the night. By the way, 35, 4, and 3. Washington off the bench played. Was at 30+ minutes. I thought he might be like have some foul issues, but I assume he's guarding Embiid to some extent. I'm guessing that's who they're throwing on him.
He's on him now. They're
Why are they
doubling
not
every
going to
time.
Embiid every time?
They have been. They've
Or are
just
they?
been settling. And now Embiid's just standing at the 3-point line with his hands on his knees, and Tobias Harris is working. This isn't going to end up well. Seth, you got to shoot him there.
TLC tonight, 6 for 14, 6 for 12 from 3, 18 points in the bucket. I love it. Just keep chucking TLC. I love the 3-point shooters. Nothing else, by the way. A rebound and a steal. That's just all he does.
Why is that an offensive thing? I don't understand. No.
That's all he does, Dean?
TLC? Well,
That's all
typically
he
he stands
does.
in the corner. He doesn't
You're
shoot
really
a lot.
pigeonholing players a lot, but he does that. Would you call
We have
Bane
a-
a 3-and-D player?
I don't know how good he is defensively, to be honest. Yeah. I'll tell you this, actually. I saw Gallagher put a note on this, or he was talking about it. Bain, I think it was Bain. I'm pretty sure it was Bain. Was apparently Miami worked him out. They didn't draft him, and he's like upset, or he's like I hold a grudge. I can't remember the exact quote was, but it was an awesome quote that Gallagher had. Like he was pissed. He wanted to play against Miami basically and show him up, whatever that's worth, narrative, yada yada. But like Miami, I think took Precious Achua over him. Good job, Miami. Yeah. Are we gonna punt the ball for real? Oh, there's 10 seconds left to go. Okay. It's 4th and 2 at midfield with like 10 seconds, and are we just gonna? Did somebody call timeout or something? What are we doing here? Somebody call timeout. I want to see a Hail Mary in this nonsense.
That would be something.
Somebody, I guess Buffalo probably called timeout just to force them to not get a Hail Mary, or maybe you can take 7 seconds. Let's see how that looks.
Where are they at in the field? I'd love to see him just like
Midfield.
midfield. I'd love
Who
to
got the
see him
ball
just
first?
go for it, but then run backwards and out of the pocket and just throw it up in the air as high as they can after like 4 seconds.
Might not get back to the line of scrimmage. Who got the ball first?
I'll tell you in a second.
That was actually a very, very good point
New
there,
England-
SBK.
New England got the ball
Yeah.
first, and they
They're
are
on the-
punting. By the way, it appears they are punting.
Minute and a half to the next flash draft if we want to hop in.
Woo!
You just
Let's
love your
knock it
flash
out.
drafts.
Well, we've got ourselves the whole halftime here, so got some time to kill.
Did you win the last one?
Where am I at right now? It's 20,
You're the kicker. Who else scored?
24th place out of 900 people, so not bad.
That's pretty good.
So it is Dennis Smith, Smith, Powell, Snell, Covington, Nurkic.
Kicked it to the 5. That's into the half.
Tell me when we have like 5 seconds left, Devin.
Will do.
Thank you, my friend.
We're at 44.
Rebound. There we go. Take your
We
time.
get to listen to some tilting from Keach.
Less than a
by the way-
minute left. Up 3. They need a bucket here.
Joker is at 9-9-11 with 6 minutes to go in the third.
Get it in
Classic
there.
Joker.
Elias Harris. Awful space. What are you doing?
10 seconds.
You don't like Tobias Harris.
10 seconds.
Yeah,
Get ready, guys. Flash draft.
He doesn't want to Embiid to immediately cut so that his defender can just easily double Embiid. Like, what are you doing?
Jones got sent to the bench because he got his
All
fourth
right,
foul.
first round of flash draft.
I'm going Harris.
And Buffalo gets the ball
Yeah.
first, by the way.
Feels
Yeah,
like
I'm
Harris.
still going Harris.
Harris the chalk.
Yeah.
Myers. I feel like Myers hasn't caught a pass yet tonight. Maybe I missed it. No,
Michael
only one guy has caught a pass.
Folk again. Or maybe just double up on running backs. They've been spreading it around.
Oh, I just realized something. I need to check it out, but
Ooh, double up on Folk. 2x. I'm glad I went with him.
yeah, I wish I would
I wish I
have.
knew that was coming. Yeah. So, you know how many pass attempts Mac Jones has tonight?
1.
One.
He's
Yeah, that was
what?
probably a big miss on my part, not like pounding the quarterback passing yard unders.
Ooh.
I mean, they're also ahead, but yeah. I mean, one. You figured more than you can't project one.
I mean, Josh Allen's not throwing the ball either.
Breda, right? You got to go Breda.
Yeah,
He might not play.
yeah. I wouldn't. I didn't.
Oh, and
Wow,
Myers.
75% took Brady. I did not take Brady at all.
They might not even catch a pass, though.
All those. It might be zeros across the board there. Sanders versus Singletary versus
Ooh,
Bass.
Bass. Looking pretty good there.
Yeah, I went
Also down
Harris,
4.
Myers, Folk, Myers, Bass.
Don't
Let's
foul.
see. What was my same game parlay?
So, Dean, did you miss a pick on this one?
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah,
That is, I was shooting in the dark. I didn't even think you had actually done it. That is
It
so
didn't take my
funny,
last one for some
Dean.
reason. That's amazing.
Oh my God, how many
I
of
don't
these
know-
have you done, Dean?
A lot. It's not my first. Yeah.
Got a same game parlay with Harris first touchdown scorer, New England Patriots money line, and the under of 39.5.
Wait, what happened to Milton? He did nothing in the second half. Why did Shake just stop scoring fantasy points?
Because he doesn't like you.
He's out there for 35 minutes. Eight shot attempts? 8?
Dean, he's got 28
Huh.
DK points for 4K. What more do you want from him?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
more
less than
value
Bane.
than Bane, but still.
He's not a
Embiid and Harris show in the fourth quarter, always.
yeah. That 4K value is not quite like that 7K value, right?
7K value. You know that Jokic 12K is a value play.
No.
What
There's
do you
some
mean? Why
value
not?
on that line, though.
There's some value in the.
Yeah.
I'm just taking gasoline and pouring it all over the bonfire.
We're just gonna keep. After this show, when football's over, I'm gonna text Grant and we're gonna argue about it again. It'll be great.
By the way, Bane, 36 fantasy points.
Okay, where's that double?
When he gets back in the game, he'll get it.
Well, that's how that works.
Well, yeah, generally, a lot of time guys don't get double before the end of the third quarter,
Yeah. Is that
unless
how that
you're
works?
Jokic.
Ooh, this could be interesting. No, it did not have. What is Oh, Oubre's got 58. There's no Oubre in that lineup. That's a bummer. Thought I had something good. Minnesota stinking up the joint, by the way, down by 20 to Atlanta. Edwards was a big stand for me, and that's not working out for your boy. Doing nothing. What's going on there, Keach? Why is Edwards not doing anything for us?
I don't know. I can't believe the Sixers had it. All they need to do is inbound the ball, just get fouled. They can't even do that. They turn it over. So it's still a 3-point game, 10 seconds left. I think Charlotte might have already hit a 3. I got buddies from home texting me like freaking out. So I don't know if I'm just behind. This is awful.
You think they tied it up again? No, what I'm saying right now is a timeout for what it's worth.
Okay.
It is funny. Like your buddies are like in full tilt. It's like game 20 of 82 in the regular season, whatever it is.
It's every night with it's every night with the Sixers. It feels like it's game 7 for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, I get myself into this way too often.
Give us the play-by-play.
Stop. Now Hayward inbounding. I don't know what they're running. I'm calling a timeout. They do get it into Oubre on Danny Green. That's not really the matchup we want. Danny, good hands. All right, going to make him inbound the ball again. Tipped it out of bounds. 6.4 seconds. I'm going to run the same bullshit they just did and try to get it to Oubre again.
I'd love it if he was like.
It's like the one guy you don't want to catch.
Yeah,
he's really. I mean, the torch soccer is going to change to nothing probably.
SBK's next color announcer.
Rebound.
No, that's like an SAP button. I want an SBK button.
Game over. 6-1. That was way harder than it needed to be. I was always with the Sixers. I think I said at one point the Sixers were up like 6. There's no way this is a one possession game at the end. They don't make anything.
74.75 DK points for Embiid. Joker's got 47 for what it's worth. Is Joker going to track him down?
Hopefully not.
You'll have both?
No, I decided to fade Jokic when Embiid Jokic. I did get that Hornets live spread though for 4.5 plus 4.5.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Did anybody see Jokic at the Trotters? Apparently he's a big fan of horses. He got some horses back in Serbia, and he was at the Trotter, the track. You guys know what I'm talking about? And he was even in the cart. He was driving it.
Oh gosh.
I mean, that's well worked down, I would think. Yeah, that's amazing.
Checking in on Cleveland and Milwaukee. Is there anything interesting as far as the halftime line here, for the
I should probably
football
check.
game? Just not much happening. Obviously, 11-7, New England.
I mean, I bought a new computer and it doesn't work. So
that's what you
want. My other new computer, I've tried to get 3 separate chargers and none of them work. So I'm stuck on my laptop. One of my laptop, the only laptop I have that works right now for this, so I can't bet on my computer. I have to bet on my phone, which makes things terrible. The line's at plus 118 bills, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Wait, hold on a second. Am I missing something? The fantasy score for Prize Picks, fantasy score, second half, Mac Jones 2.5 points, Josh Allen 5.5 points. I know nothing's happened in this game, but 2.5 points? What am I missing?
I mean, how many did he score in the first half?
Okay, but forget that. 2.5 fantasy points.
I know it seems ridiculous.
That's a ridiculous number.
Yeah, I bet the over on both of those.
Josh Allen's 5.5?
Hit them both.
Yeah, I'm going to hit both those over.
Eric asking how many computers I have. 7.
How many are Macs?
None.
Really? That's. I've gotten on the Mac game from PC for I think I was that like 25 years of my life. I'm so glad to be on the Mac train now.
I love PCs.
I used to. It took me a long time to get to where I am now.
Yeah. No, I mean, being an accountant, like Excel and Word and all those things have been so much better on PCs than Macs, so it kind of pigeonholed me. But I just love Macs. Or I just don't love Macs.
That was the only reason I had a PC for so long, because it made it easier to work, really. And then I had one get remotely hacked into, and that was the end of that. I haven't used one since.
That's something I should watch out for.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It was not. Yeah. I think I'm still paranoid from that every day, which is probably a good thing now that it happened when it did. But yeah.
Did you open a Nigerian prince email?
No, I think it was. I do think it was like Better Collective. I think they were like. I think it was like targeting Better Collective or something. So yeah, I don't really even know what happened.
They have tech support PSA emails they send to us all the time, Keach.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. I think I'm part of the reason why.
Hey, Keach, what do you think the second half over under on Mac Jones passing yards is? What would you set it at? He's got 12 in the first half. It's 39 and a half. Like, what are we? Yeah. That's insane. Like, I understand there's conditions, 69 and a half for Allen.
So wait,
they're winning. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is an impossible game to try to handicap.
The yardage prop is that high, but the attempts or no fantasy points you were saying in the beginning is
2.5. Yeah, I hit the over on both, and yeah, let's do it.
One of these things is not like the other.
It does depend on the win, though. Like if what we think is going to happen in the win tails off a little bit in the second half, that will make it easier to throw.
And I'm just locked into this Memphis game, hoping for a Bain double.
Oh.
I like it when we're better.
Keep
I like it when we're all kind of watching different things. I'm like sweating.
None of which are football right now, but it is halftime, so it's more understandable.
Grants is not even like for money, right? Like you didn't bet Bain for double. The casino would never offer that. That's like stealing money. But you're just doing it. Just
no,
to
you can bet
pace.
Bain. I think some sites allow you to bet Bain over 10 rebounds.
Yeah, well, legalized stealing right there.
Didn't even have that. They might have. Yeah. I feel like a lot of guys. They just.
I mean, you literally in the last game, Daniel. Do you want to make a bet over under Bain double doubles this season?
Yeah, how many? What's the line? You say it happens
0.5. You say he'll never get one.
Yeah, he had to have had one last year. Just rebounds alone.
Has he ever had one in his career? Is the question.
I feel like probably.
I think in middle school he had it once. You got a double. Got a rebound at the last second.
I don't know if I even ever had a double in any level. I wasn't a rebound.
Well, you were a shooter, right? I assume you're a shooter.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I ever had 10 points.
Ball handler as well?
Yeah. Not on better teams usually, but yeah.
Bain has never had a double-double, Daniel.
Yes, you're saying
it's almost as if I wrote up that he would get his first double-double tonight in an expert survey.
Ever?
That would be unbelievable.
Yeah.
To get that. That would be an unbelievable.
I think I said 30-point double-double. His first career 30-point double-double.
Somebody asked tonight on the show if they should play Osman in cash. I just noticed Jetty Osman. I'm like, what? I couldn't believe that. Like, I'm happy to answer questions or whatever. Like, there's no dumb questions, but like, I'm like, what did I miss? Jetty Osman.
I mean,
but
when they say there's no dumb questions, it's probably not dumb to ask that if you're thinking about it. It's probably very smart to ask that if you're thinking about it because you should not do it.
I just noticed he's not doing anything. I saw he got like a rebound or something. I'm like, what is he doing tonight? Nothing.
Dylan Brooks is closing in on double-double.
Uh-oh. Miami just gives up so many double-doubles. Steven Adams is having like his best game of his career, not the career, of his season, I think.
No, he crushed it the first few weeks.
16 and 12 and 2. Yeah. Well, yeah, and they keep kicking him out. You know, they wouldn't let him close, and it's kind of a mess there.
I mean, it's been like, I feel like it's been Adams and Tillman for like pretty much the full 48, at least with their, their competitive games with no Clark. So I don't think it's that surprising to see him in like 26, 27, 28 minutes right now.
Bain's at 21 points. So
he's at 27 now with 5 minutes left to go. So, yeah.
Huh.
They're going to close with Jones, though, I assume. Well, that's an 18-point game. Butler's not even out there. Butler at 24 minutes.
Butler's injured.
He got hurt?
Again?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't see
Same thing. Ankle?
Wasn't it tailbone I was out?
It was his tailbone. That's what wasn't playing.
There were so many people on injury report tonight. I can't even keep particular injuries straight anymore.
I need 4 more points for Bain.
I'll take a quick bathroom break for the second half starts.
They're asking in the chat if Giannis is out for the game. I don't know. Does something happen to Giannis? he's only played 17 minutes, and there's 1 minute left in the third. Did he get injured as well? That does seem a little light. Is he in foul trouble? No, 2 fouls.
He's got double. They just let him get double and leave.
Yes. Players really care about double doubles.
Especially Giannis. He doesn't get them too often.
No. Very excited about that.
All right, we got the second half starting.
Did you hear
Feels like
Giannis?
23 degrees outside. Wind 25 to 35 miles per hour, left to right. Gusts of up to 50 to 55 miles an hour.
What is that voice? I feel like you're doing. Hold on. I think it's some. Is that like a Morgan Freeman or something? Like, what is that? What are you doing?
It was the guy from Animal Cemetery. You shouldn't have gone down there.
Animal Cemetery.
Well, we're getting spammed in the chat.
Oh boy.
Devin, you might want to take care of that.
Oh, I'm gonna click
Unless
that.
you feel like a Russian webcam chat.
Dean, click
That
the
looks good.
click the link, Dean. Click the link.
This is what happens.
SPK, don't click the link.
It's an exclusive
because you're going to get your computer remote accessed
it's
again.
an exclusive deposit bonus, Dean. For webcams
Who would
dash
you
chat.
captain? Who would you captain in the? Is that Pet Cemetery you're doing? What's
Yeah.
Animal Cemetery?
That's
Animal
the same
Cemetery?
thing.
No, it's not. Animal Cemetery is not a thing.
No, you shouldn't have gone down there, Dean.
Who would you captain in a Clippers Portland game? Like, it's probably DSJ is the captain, I'm guessing, because, well, I don't know. I haven't ran anything.
Powell,
Let's
but probably DSJ for the price.
yeah, you probably can get everything in there with DSJ. I don't know what his price is. I have not looked at any of that stuff, but let's see if it can. I'll build something real quick on lineup HQ. Let's see. But I'm
Someone call me
guessing.
Herman Munster.
They said Mr. Munster. You're assuming the Herman part.
Yes.
Yeah. That was before your time, Devin. You ever heard the Munsters? You would never know anything about that.
What Munster?
Yeah, there was a grandpa. There was a. Well, I get the Munsters confused with the Addams Family. I'm not sure who copied off who, but somebody
Dean-
definitely copied off the art.
Dean, was that before your time? Was that before
it is.
both of our times?
That was before all of our times. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think I've watched every episode of the Munsters.
What? Why?
Yeah. I used to love it back TV Land back when I was in like what, 3rd grade. It's
Okay.
awesome.
You like the Herman Munsters laugh?
I don't remember. It's been so long since I've watched it. Yeah, I can't even remember the other characters other than Herman.
Well, there was Grandpa Munster, of course. There was a kid who had like a buzz. That was the Munsters, right?
There was
It was
Lily.
Eddie. His name was Eddie. The kid's
Eddie.
name was Eddie. Yeah, he had like a Ted Cruz kind of haircut, I think.
Marilyn Munster.
No, that's somebody else.
No, I was saying that Marilyn Munster was another character.
Oh, what was the wife named Marilyn? Yeah, I think the wife was named Marilyn. Yeah,
Mr. Gateman.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen it.
Now there was
Come
a
on.
cousin but I think that was Addams Family. That's where they kind of
Yeah, that was Adam's Family.
yeah.
I need one more
That was
3
also
from
before.
Triple J. Triple J props are not going to hit.
Grant, I feel like you, with a lot of your props, like I feel like you kind of are probably riding the wave with a lot of like the same players. I feel like every time it's like you kind of have a lot of the same guys.
Yeah. No,
So, like, when
ride
they
the
go-
wave,
you'll-
wave until they adjust. Like, biggest ones this season have been Cunningham and Bane.
Yeah, Cunningham for sure. Like all year.
Yeah, like I just keep because like the biggest thing is all they care about is all most people care about is game logs, like, and they're not paying attention to shots, they're paying attention to points. So
Right.
just so easy every single time betting the over on points, even though like now Cade is just crushing every single night. But for a while there, it just wasn't. He wasn't making shots. The volume was there, and he was going to be a good shooter.
I
And
was
there's
betting
guys
that.
like-
Yeah, it's like every night 14 and a half, 15 and a half, like that was like where his prop was sitting, and it's like he's taking more shots than that. He's just shooting at such an abysmal percentage this early in his career that's that those lines are not accurate.
Remember,
Yeah.
people were saying Cade is a bust when he was like 3.7K. Oh, this guy's a bust.
Yeah.
Remember when people were saying Trae Young was a bust after one summer league game because he like hit the backboard on his first 3-point attempt? I do.
I'll say this: I'm I was never a big fan of Young, and I think less of him than the general public do. And I've taken the L on that one. He's been much better than I expected. I still don't think he's great for your team because his defense is bad. And yeah, I'm not a huge like as Young's your best player in your team. I don't think you're winning. Basically,
Well,
They have.
how'd that go last year, Daniel? Did they? I don't know. Make it?
They didn't win. What are you talking about? Well, what did
They made it to the
what did
conference
Atlanta-
championship.
Yeah, they exposed the team.
They
that just-
almost beat Milwaukee, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I forget last year there was a bunch of injuries, I'm sure, but I don't like I guess you think higher than him. I don't think he's bad. Like he's good. Like he's a lot of fun to watch. I'll say that. I just don't think, and like John Morant, same deal. Like Jaw's horrific defensively. He's still 22 or whatever, so plenty of time to figure stuff out. But what's that?
I think more highly of Ja defensively, especially like going forward. But I mean, like both of them have so much good young talent around them. I think that is also helping. Like Atlanta has like a bunch of good young wings. You know, they have Capella and Collins, and then same thing kind of on the other side. So yeah,
I would take
Trey's
Ja
like,
over Young, by the way. All things being equal, I would take Ja.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean,
so,
like Trey is so effective. Like if he gets into the paint, I mean, you're basically done. It's like he decides to like throwing that lob to Capella. There's shooters on you know 3 shooters to pass to. Like that, the way they run that offense can be like very efficient and kind of tough to stop. But in a playoff series, I think a good defense generally should be able to defend what they do. The Sixers, for whatever reason, couldn't do it, and then couldn't hit shots on the other end.
so I ran 55 optimal lineups on DK for the Clippers and Portland game. The number one optimal is 231.97 points. The number 2 is 229.23. So
Who's the captain
it's
of the optimal?
it's distinctly number 1. It's got like 3 points on the next team, and it is as we suspected. It is DSJ. Yeah.
I guess
and
it's
his-
DSJ, it's Powell, Paul George, Reggie Jackson, and Covington.
You got the first, yeah, DSJ, Powell, Paul George, another cheapie on Portland, and Nurkic.
Ooh, Bane, 7 rebounds.
What?
This is exciting, Daniel.
Let's see. Josh saying make it 7 games, and Trey got hurt for the last 3 games. Take the L. What's the L? I said I took the L. I said Trey Young's better than I thought he was.
Well, you're saying that if he's the best player on the team, then Bane
yeah, you're not winning
rebounds.
anything. And guess what? He's the best player in his team, and they didn't win anything. What's the
Because he
L?
got injured the last 3 games.
L stands for loss, right? Am I mistaken?
The
L
only
stands for
game
loss?
they were up
What did
3
they
to
lose?
1, and then Trey got injured and they lost the series. So they were
So
well
you're-
on their
so the
way
assumption
to winning.
is if he was healthy, Atlanta wins the championship last year. Like that's the leap we're taking?
Gets to the championship probably.
And then loses in the championship.
Who was he? Who did? I can't remember who was in it for the. Yeah, I don't remember who the Bucks beat.
I'm trying to remember too.
In the finals, the Suns.
Yes, that's
Oh yeah, yeah. I think
And also,
Atlanta could've
everybody
beat
got
the Suns.
injured. I don't remember Atlanta's path, to be honest. I don't remember if they beat in the playoffs, but I'm sure they faced somebody that had somebody injured.
This is
So, like,
this
every
is
team had
DFS.
injuries.
We don't care about
They
what
were
happened
up
yesterday.
3-1 on the Bucks, and then
Sixers
Trae
didn't
Young
have-
got injured.
Okay,
Were they up 3-1?
I don't
but
know.
Atlanta's. You're
I'm-
going to tell me Atlanta's a better team than Milwaukee?
By the way, Bane 8 rebounds.
Oh my God, it is happening.
No, there's only a minute left.
It would be an unbelievable.
I would be so mad. I will never hear the end of it. Ultimate scoreboard point. DJJ is not back in the game after he's just getting 4 fouls, and that's it. Like Joker got his triple double with 8 minutes to go.
How was the value on Bane, by the way?
Grant. The value.
I put a 5-leg
ridiculous.
parlay on a bunch of spreads for the NBA games tonight. Plus
And?
36 odds, and I'm about
Darn
to,
it.
about to
You're
cash.
saved, Daniel. They took out Bane.
That
Well,
is that a career high for him? 8 rebounds?
it's not even a high in the last 2 games.
He had 9 last game.
Yeah.
But
He's
that's
had
weird
9,
because
I think,
like
twice this season.
Jaws out. Well, maybe because who's their other big that's not there? I mean, Adams had 16 rebounds tonight, by the way, 17 and 16 for Adams because what's his name didn't play, as Keach mentioned. I'm losing the guy.
Brandon Clark.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man, Triple J lost me a lot of money.
What'd you have?
Over on points, over on threes, over on points, rebounds, and assists. He missed his threes by 1. It was at plus 140. He missed his points by 2.5. And yeah, points, rebounds.
Buffalo about to get the ball, by the way. New England kicking from their 27, 4th and 12. I can't. What a sweat I have. Oh wait, did you just jump off sides? Why would you jump off sides? It's gonna be 4th and 7, but still, what are you doing?
Yeah, they're still not going for it.
It's on.
No.
It's on New England. It's on New England.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, never mind.
Center.
My bad.
Jerk.
What a sweat here. I have over 2.5 fantasy points for Matt Jones in the second half, over 5.5 for Josh Allen. What an absurd.
Ooh, you know what Levine's points line was for tonight?
Well, did it change after the DeRozan thing? Because it probably was originally too low.
I bet it after the DeRozan news. It was at
I would say it
25.5
jumped
before the DeRozan news.
I was going to guess 26.5.
28.5. I bet the over.
Did
He's
you bet
3
over?
points away from it.
I think he's going to get there.
I hope so. Dean, do you know what a girl wants and what a girl needs?
I know Christina Aguilera can tell you.
Well, what would she say?
What a girl wants, what a girl needs is a
Whatever
something.
makes you happy sets me free, and I'm thanking you. Knowing exactly what a girl.
Are you excited to
When
see
I
Shania
keep
Twain?
seeing you.
When are you seeing Shania? By the way, Giannis is back in this game. I don't know if he went to the locker room or not, but with 8 minutes left to go,
Probably had
he's
to
played
dump
22
out.
minutes.
Do you think that's what
It's really-
Sabonis was doing? Did we ever hear why Sabonis was
He just said it
questionable?
was personal. Like I don't know, like if he's
I
who
mean, it
knows
was
what's
a
going
family
on.
issue apparently. He had like something going on with his family,
Yeah.
Huh.
but he had to
And then
handle.
he went out there and crushed.
Yeah.
I just automatically assume someone's pulling a Lamar.
What shitting?
Well, I mean,
Yep.
they're human. Everyone poops, right? Is that the,
Yeah,
is
no,
the
I
book
mean,
that-
no judgment here. Like,
Yeah.
if I were a professional basketball player, that would happen to me 6-8 times a year.
But I feel,
Would you pull
I feel like
a Paul
they
Pierce?
get in routine. You got to get in a routine with what you're eating and like with the time that you're eating before the game and stuff. I feel like they got to get in a routine of like knowing.
Yeah, most people do, and most people have fairly regular bowels. I do not.
It's almost mind blowing how regular mine are. It's crazy. It's almost
Good for you. Way to brag, you dick.
Somebody was I can't remember which player. Some football player was saying their pregame meal is like a McGriddle or something like that. And I'm like, how? You're playing with
yeah.
fire there, right?
Oh,
I can't remember who this was. So like, what do you? That seems like a terrible idea.
Who was it?
I think it was an offensive lineman. Like it was. I think it was one of the big
No, it
boys.
was a basketball player. I thought.
Oh, was it? I think it was like one of those breakfast sandwiches. I think it was a McGriddle, but you know they're all kind of the same sort of family of sandwiches.
Devin, this won't surprise you in the least bit, but one of my favorite pregame things was I would just put like meat, like just ground meat or something, just in a burrito, put a little bit of A1 on it, and just have that, and that would be like a pregame snack. Just nothing else besides just
just
meat.
a meat taco.
Mhm.
Yeah, who was
What is
it?
this
I
now?
can't. Jerry
What was the
Jones loves a
concoction?
McGriddle.
That was like
apparently.
my
That's how he fueled up to be a winner, Dean, is he put some ground beef on a tortilla with some spicy sauce, and that's it.
yeah.
All right.
I think there's a
Hey,
point
man.
later on where I put a little like spicy seasoning on there, and that never really steered me in the wrong direction, which thinking back is kind of surprising.
I got one
Yeah.
for you. When I used to take tennis lessons, I would I'd refuel by having an egg sandwich with peanut butter and spicy sauce on that.
What a
like I
humble
got
brag,
one
by the
for
way.
ya.
Taking tennis lessons, that's a rich activity. Tennis lessons?
Yeah, I took it for a year and a half.
Yeah.
That's just
Do you
cool.
still
I'm
play
not
on that?
surprised with that.
I haven't
Devin
yeah.
is sophisticated.
I haven't played in a while, but
gosh.
yes.
I have to record the morning grind after this. Not
As
Oh,
you
boy.
play, lead a pass. Josh Allen,
Oh, wait,
that's like 20 something.
It's a 3-gamer.
Yeah.
Is that 3 games tomorrow, Grant?
Yeah, no, Stevie's out, so I'm recording it for him. I guess it'll only probably take 20 minutes.
Are you doing it solo?
Yeah.
Oh. If only you had somebody that can join you, to hang out with. I mean, you probably can't think of anybody.
Yeah. No one.
Yeah, no. I mean, if you brainstormed, have you really thought about it? Like, because maybe nothing.
Yeah. You want to?
Okay. Yeah.
You want to do a freebie?
No. Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No. It's like the wedding. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be invited. Like, invite me there. I don't want to go, but invite me. We got a bomb. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Am I ahead of you now? That's amazing.
I don't know. My it's 2nd and 10 now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're probably right with
I'm
me.
behind.
Yeah.
I
Diggs
think
just took his arms up for that one. He almost dropped it in there.
Oh, I hit him right in the hands. I didn't realize that. Jeez.
Right in the arms. Yeah.
Oh,
He just
I would
threw
hit
him
my
up there.
over. That's a bummer.
Well, it
Not
does
me.
look like
I need New England and the under to hit.
You must be sitting pretty good there.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I literally twice did Damian Harris first touchdown with New England and the under. So, like, they were
What
all
the odds on
freebies.
Harris?
20. He was plus 800 or plus 850, depending on where you're going at. I got a profit boost on DK, so I got him at plus 1160 for first touchdown, and it was like 550 pays out 670 or something like that.
Just a random comment in chat. Did you know egg salad sandwich was Pee Wee Herman's favorite sandwich? I didn't know this. You guys remember Pee Wee Herman? It might have been before your time. Y'all aware of Pee Wee Herman?
Yeah. That's not. What's the first thing you think of when you think of Pee Wee Herman?
His fabulous Big Top Pee Wee, of course.
I thought I was thinking movie theater antics.
Yeah. Well, that played in movie theaters. Is that what you're hinting at?
No.
Did you guys just see that Josh Allen just stiff arm Matthew Judon to the ground? That was unbelievable.
That was pretty
I think he
impressive.
gets that first down.
That was probably payoff or payback for that tackle earlier in the game.
What's the flat?
I don't know, but I love you know who does it all the time is Kyler Murray. People don't like to stick the ball out as they're like going to the sideline for the markers, Get that extra. Kyler does it all the time. You don't see enough people doing it. You know what I'm talking
What's
about?
that?
It's like extend the ball. Extend the ball as you're
yeah.
going out of bounds. Like Kyler is the best at it.
I don't think they were going to give him the first down on that, but he got it.
I think he did too.
No, that angle actually, the one they just showed makes it look like maybe not.
He had a really
Is it where he
heroic
goes
pistol.
out?
He did.
Yeah, where do they mark this? Because it's where he lands, or no? Or is he like once he's out of bounds physically?
15-yard penalty anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think they were going to mark him short. And if the ball is out of bounds, then you don't get any. So I think it would have been short probably. Like that one angle kind of made it seem like he was out of bounds earlier than I thought. More Zach Moss here.
I guess Breda's planted on the bench, I presume.
Yep.
Off topic, don't bother watching Stillwater with Matt Damon. It was horrible. I've not seen it, but I think you guys, I'm assuming, always seen Stillwater. Just came out maybe a year ago, 6 months.
Matt Damon. Who's still watching Matt Damon? Matt Damon is still like doing stuff, and like people are going to watch.
I'm not going to stand for the besmirching of Matt Damon.
Matt Damon is delightful.
If you want to see like top 4 or top 5 movies, are up there with almost anybody.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, obviously, Good Will Hunting is number 1.
Good Will Hunting, Rounders, The Departed, Stuck on You. Not necessarily that one.
I did enjoy that. Thor Ragnarok.
I haven't
my
seen that
God,
one,
what
okay.
a pull.
You played
Grant.
Loki.
That's so funny, Grant. You pulled that for a
he's
Matt
like,
Damon movie. He's on screen for like
he makes a
7
cameo,
minutes.
right?
7 on-screen minutes. Like,
Oh, not even. He's like 2 on-screen minutes.
Talented Mr. Ripley's awesome. And Philip Seymour Hoffman as well. I'm not sure if you've seen that one. That's excellent. Saving Private Ryan. Like he's not the lead, but he's not for a good bit.
Wait, was he was the guy in the Born Identity,
Yeah.
2, Jason Bourne. Like all the Bourne movies were fantastic. Ocean's 11.
They're fine. Yeah, well, Keach, what is this? Is he like your Russell Wilson of movie actors? you hate Russ?
No.
Which, by the way, how are you not with us last week to make fun of Russ the whole time?
I was just gonna say that. I was so mad when I didn't really get to watch most of the game. When I saw what was going on, and I kind of put it together before I couldn't come on, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna miss Russell Wilson just sucking. So that was tough to not be able to just jam that further down the throw to Russell Wilson. But I did bet them yesterday.
Yeah, because he's really paying attention. He must be so pissed off with his millions and Sierra. It sucks to be that guy.
Yeah,
We have a field goal attempt, by the way.
Oh man, miss it.
A 35-yarder for Tyler Bass, who's on my season-long fantasy team. Which
that was close.
Yeah, the uprights are moving.
Season long drink.
70. They're joking, right? Legend of Bagger Vance. That wasn't good. Then that's a joke, right?
It was good.
It's a golf movie.
Yeah, it was good. What do you think? We'll play the Rotten Tomato games. What do you think the critics gave it?
Bagger Vance?
Yep.
Do you want to set an over-under and I'll click over-under, or do you want to do the reverse way? How do you want to do it?
You set the over-under. You do the critics. I'll do the audience.
Okay. Well, the audience is going to hate it more than the critics. Just spoiler alert. He says, I don't joke. I haven't seen it, for the record. If I did, I just blocked it out. But I don't remember it being good.
35-yard attempt is good.
So which one am I giving, Grant? I'm giving
You're going with the critics.
I remember the critics panning it, so I'm going to say Bagger Vance was maybe I'm remembering it wrong. 40%.
I'm going over. I'm going to give the critics score of 45%.
No. You're giving the audience score.
The audience score, I mean, of 45%.
I'll take the under on 45. I feel good about that.
Let's see.
The audience did not like Bagger Vance.
Ooh, critics, 43%. I win.
Boom.
Audience score, 65%.
What? I won both Showcase Showdowns, by the way. I said a freaking line.
You were so confident.
Yeah, but I was gonna set 40. I'm like, Dean might possibly think over, so I set it higher. I knew that was probably going to be in the 50s, high 50s, 60s, something like that.
By the way, The Martian was really good. Did you see The Martian, SPK?
I don't think so. But I like those kind of movies, so I probably should.
Is that Christopher Lloyd? No, that's my favorite Martian.
What a reference.
Close.
Oh, man.
It was an underrated movie, Mars Attacks.
No. Is it? Yeah, that's a.
I really enjoyed that movie. I enjoyed also that they had the exclamation point at the end of the name. It's actually Mars Attacks.
It's intentionally bad, though, right? Like it's tongue in cheek. It's like supposed to be President Jack Nicholson. Yeah, it's not. And like, what stops the aliens is music, I believe. Is that what makes them go away? They blasted some country song, I think, and that made them stop.
Yeah,
I can't remember who it was, but like, yeah. But I mean,
spoiler alert, Daniel.
What is your? It's been statute of limitations. It's been like 25 years. If you haven't seen it by now, it's your bad.
It's been 25 years. That is correct.
Yeah, came out in like 96, 97.
96 is correct. You were right.
Nailed it. Yeah, we can bet on this stuff all day long.
Yeah, no, I've learned my lesson and don't bet on that with you.
Yeah. So, Keach, do you not like Good Will Hunting or Rounders? What's the deal with Matt Damon?
I love Rounders, actually. Rounders is a great movie. I mean, I don't dislike Matt Damon. I'm just like, in the year 2021, I don't know how we're still like doing it with Matt Damon movies. I don't know.
All right.
Doing it with Matt Damon.
Are there other people doing stuff?
But I would just say you put his 5 best movies up against almost anybody. Like, if you tell me in your top 20 all time is Good Will Hunting and Rounders and Saving Private Ryan, like, I'm not going to say you're wrong. Those are all like worthy contenders, I think. You know, right up there with Rush Hour, I believe, right, Devin?
Whoa. Easy with the Rush Hour talk.
I do have Ramondre Stevenson anytime touchdown.
Magic are up 7-0. What's the live betting line at Magic versus Golden State? Because it seems like a good time to bet Golden State.
Yeah, I might actually be doing that right now.
Minus 800 on MGM for Golden State.
You can get some points here, I think.
What did you say they started with?
They're up 7-0. So I imagine it's no longer 17. It's probably
the line's still minus 13.5 and minus 1,300.
Yeah, but that's better than 17.
Yeah, it's not going
Which-
to.
It should move a little bit. No, I guess it's not going to move beyond that, huh?
I see minus 800 for Golden State on MGM.
That's not a bad line, but I also don't feel like
Golden
putting
State
down
also
$3,000 to win some money.
right. They're also the best third quarter team in the NBA, so you can kind of maybe wait till halftime and see if they have a sluggish start and then buy in then. Which may
Bagger
be what
Vance
I
was
do.
filmed on Kiwa Island. Is Kiwa Island in South Carolina, right? That's where they have that famous golf. My brother went there. Is that the Kiwa we're talking about? It's like a big tournament there. It's supposed to be nice.
All the puppies
Who's been to
whining
Kiwa?
outside of my room.
By the way, Cat crushed tonight. All the centers, man. Jokic, Cat, and Embiid. Can't play them all, obviously, but Cat 31, 16, and 6.
You can play two
Count
of
that
them.
correctly. Yeah, I played.
Other red bag.
And I played a little bit of Miles Turner, and I don't know what happened to him, but he stunk. Did he get hurt or just? I know he didn't close.
Yeah, he's weird. I did come up on his projection a little last night in terms of minutes, and it always feels like playing with fire. Kind of, he'd had a string of games where he was playing a bunch, and they're kind of still short-handed a little bit on the wing. So
Yeah,
I don't know what happened from them.
Don't be worried about me, buddy.
we got a third
I
down
know.
for New England with 4 minutes to go. How's my bet? Oh, 9-0 Orlando.
Yeah,
At
I'm
some
probably
point,
still
that line's got to
12
move
and
a little bit.
yeah. 12.5's not enough
Probably.
for 9-2 back.
Did you say you had the Denver tonight?
I did, yeah. They just had an awful second half.
Yeah. Giannis is
they're,
closing
like-
strong.
Yeah. Chicago, that rotation was real short too. They just basically played that starting lineup kind of the whole game, which maybe wasn't a bad thing for them. But yeah, I thought no Caruso, no DeRozan. Well, I bet it like as soon as DeRozan was ruled out. So some decent closing line value, but not like the short underdogs that I've been betting due to news have been just brutally bad lately.
Brown played 23 minutes off the bench, and then Thomas played 18, Bradley 12. But yeah, like you said,
Yeah.
the guy's name I can't pronounce confidently, Ayo,
30
played over
minutes.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
41 minutes. Wow.
I think he got that.
DJJ just 27, but I think that's in part because of foul trouble. He was in foul trouble for a bit. Of course, he didn't foul out because they rarely do. But yeah. And Joker finished with 17, 12, and 15.
Yeah, they just Orlando or Denver just kind of collapsed that second half.
Looks like New England
Three
got
games.
their first down. At the Buffalo 32.
Would be real nice if the NBA would start moving some of these Monday games to Tuesday, so we could at least have a little bit more going on Tuesday nights. 3 game slate tomorrow. That's
3 tomorrow, and it's like 12 or 13 on Wednesday and 3 on Thursday. It's like I was tilting looking at the schedule. It's like, yeah, come on, we got to do better than this.
yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty rough.
The long upload, like the 12 or 13 games, so the uploads are just brutal.
I can imagine. Yeah, those are the worst.
Yeah, up to the sun comes up.
Is 323 a good score tonight on DK or not really? I don't even know. Not sure if that's going to hold up or not. That's what I may line up.
Yeah, probably still a lot of people that I imagine have some exposure to this Clippers Portland game. And if like Dennis Smith or somebody like that goes off, I feel like that'll change things.
Me and a lot of people came up with the same lineup. I see a lot of people the same exact thing as I did. Milton, Martin, Bridges, who was a snowflake, Washington, Embiid, Oubre, DJJ, and Edwards. 325. 45% owned in the box out. So yeah, it didn't sneak up on anybody. Embiid only 28% though.
How many assists did Oubre have?
He ended up with, 32 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, a block, and 4 steals.
Wow.
Yeah. DJJ almost got his double-double at 12 and 9.
Wow.
He would have played, he played 20 minutes in the second half last game, and I figured he's good for like 35.
And a
tonight.
back.
Where'd you go?
Check on the dog. Go pee.
I thought you pulled a Paul Pierce on us.
No, I admit it. I'd admit it if I was dumping out. I miss anything fun?
We did all of Grant's favorite things with Grant's favorite people.
Which is
why
what
is
now?
Dean here then?
I suppose I can't
By the way,
I can't
Mac
tee him
Jones,
up like
do you
that.
know how many passing attempts he has this half?
I'm guessing he still only has one of the entire game.
Yep.
This is completely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
He's got more carries than pass attempts. He just had
Yeah,
two
I think the
quarterbacks.
fantasy points you're hoping on a 25-yard run.
Well, I mean, 2.5 fantasy points, Grant. 2.5.
Yeah.
Like, that's
how many do they have
nothing.
in the first half?
That doesn't, come on. You don't, it doesn't work like that.
We've seen that all Bill wants to do is run the ball.
Yeah,
which-
but like when Buffalo takes the lead, theoretically, which they might not ever, which is the problem. Yeah.
Then Bill will still probably run the ball over and over again.
Anybody
Yeah.
want to do a fourth quarter draft?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's see if
Why
I can
not?
click all 5 buttons for this one time.
Yeah.
My double Jacoby Myers is I think at 0 points, I'm assuming.
2 times 0. I don't think there's any available anymore. Or maybe,
Yeah, there is.
Draft starts at 8:24.
why do you speak in West Coast time, or even worse, Mountain time?
Mountain Time's the best time.
It might be, but it's not universally accepted as like the time.
It
Yeah, I
it
don't care.
might
It's
be.
at my time.
I mean, if somebody asked you, like your neighbor asked you what time it is for it, I don't know why they would ask you. They should probably have like a watch or a clock or a phone. But if that circumstance to come up, yeah, then you tell them the time in the the
Why are
area
you talking
you're
about
currently in.
circumcisions?
What?
You said something about circumcisions.
What did I say about circumcision?
No, I think he was talking about curses.
Curses. That's it.
What did I miss? I'm so confused.
Hi there, young kids.
Hello, fellow kids.
Hey, Devin, did you see this guy for the Patriots that looks just like Grant? I tweeted it out.
No, I didn't.
I'll drop it. I'll drop it in the chat. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Which guy?
Well, I'm putting in the. I don't. Did the chat open by chance or no?
No, is it David Andrews?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He looks just like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll drop the link in our thing. Our little. Hold on.
I think I saw that picture. Was it the picture where he was out in the shorts and the
Yep.
Yes.
like,
It looks.
yeah.
It looks just like him. I'm like, that looks just. I watched it like 3 different times. I studied like it was the Pruder film or something like that. And I'm like, how did Grant teleport to New England so quickly?
My favorite was Ben Roethlisberger when he was all bearded up and chubby,
Got a minute,
like more bearded and more chubby than right
present
now.
day- Oh, now he's got like a weird stash, right?
minute and a half for the flash draft. Grant, how did you get from New England to Arizona so quickly?
Teleportation. I'm not in there. I'm in Denver. Silly
Or
goose.
Denver.
No, I'm in Colorado Springs. I'm a silly goose.
Nobody knows where Grant is.
Oh gosh, I absolutely love that sports betting is now legal in Arizona.
Well, you're currently in Arizona right now. Is that what you said?
No, but I was just there, and because normally I can't work while I'm visiting my brother,
Yeah.
but now if I want to, if I need to, just go somewhere for a little bit, then I can
Did you
always
see your
go
niece?
and work down in Phoenix. There's the puppy. Hey, Doxy. Hey,
Did
Doxy.
you see was your niece there too? I assume
Yeah, niece and nephew.
they remember you.
Nephew doesn't. He was like 4 months
like
old
0?
last time I saw him.
Yeah.
My niece definitely does. She still FaceTimes me like 4 or 5 times a week.
30,
Here, go puppy.
30 seconds.
What do you talk about on FaceTime with your niece?
Who knows?
When Moana, you sang to her like your favorite songs from the movies you guys watched together?
Current
No, we just chit-chat.
arbitrage situations.
Yeah, she always wants.
Exactly over.
Let's go Stevenson. I need a Stevenson touchdown.
I'm right there with you,
We'll see
Grant.
if
I think Jones is going to run a touchdown in. That's how we're going to get there.
I would hope not.
Otherwise, it's hopeless. It's amazing.
Flash draft
He's thrown the
starting.
ball.
Flash draft starting.
got
Mac Jones
Sanders.
1.5, so I want 0 points. No, I'm going Bass.
Oh,
Oh wait,
Bass.
no, they're going to score right here though. No, they're going to score right here.
This is
Jones is going to
fourth
score.
quarter. Fourth quarter, Dean.
Yeah. Oh,
there's-
yeah, it
there's
is
no-
about to be
there's
the
no
fourth
time
quarter.
left. There's no time
Wait.
left.
That is
Yes,
super
it's the-
weird.
Yes, Jones was the play, boys. They're right in the goal line.
Or
Stevenson.
Stevenson was the play.
Stevenson, yeah. Well, they're both the play.
This is so weird. Like,
I've
they're
had
cutting
this.
it. They're cutting it close. This is
I've
the last
had
one
this
of the night.
happen a couple of times. Yeah, like we're the 30 seconds into the fourth quarter as the draft's finishing.
Oh,
yeah, it's wild.
jeez.
That's why you got to wait till the end of the quarter to get into it.
I'm definitely gonna make sure to click all 5 buttons. Now.
Ooh, Bass.
Yeah, I'm going
double
double
up.
Bass.
Oh my
no,
gosh.
why would Buffalo kick a field goal now? They're gonna give up a touchdown. They're not kicking a field goal. They're going for it.
2x.
Well, New England's going to go for 2, so it'll be down 9, so it'll still be a 2-score game.
What? No, the wind is subdued. It's not a lock. They're kicking 2.
Might as well take Damian Harris.
No, doubling down on Jones, man.
You are, because you're a dumb stupid head.
I'm gonna win this. That's all. That's all that matters. Call me
I
whichever.
would say
whatever
that
you
you are not.
Guess I got to go with Gene here on Jones.
want. Nobody has Jones.
Nobody has Harris either.
Folk might be good for 3
Folk.
points.
I'm going.
I mean,
for
Folk, that's, or he's good for 0, the same as Bourne and Myers is going to get. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're
like,
not going to pass the rest of the game.
just amazing. This is a box score that like Tim Tebow is jealous he's not a part of this game.
I'm like stoked to pick kickers in these flash drafts. That's never the case. Oh, Nick Folk 3x. Yeah.
Oh man, that's exciting stuff.
That's the last of the flash drafts. We made it into last one.
If one of these tight ends ends up scoring a touchdown, you're going to be kicking yourself. That's all I'm saying.
If it's Hunter Henry, I'll be running through the room.
All right.
We have
all
not
right.
had a tight end reception yet. I don't. Oh, Jonathan Smith reception for 12 yards. Besides that, only one catch by a tight end.
100% of the catches have been
Yes.
to the Patriots tight ends.
That's not a misleading stat at all.
No, it's a stat. Math.
It is a
Math,
stat.
Dean. Math, Dean. Math.
It is.
Math. Do you disagree with math?
I don't disagree with Matt, but I think you're making it say something that's a misleading. I have
Yeah,
a follow-up
that's how
question.
math works. That's how everyone uses math now.
Oh,
It's to be misleading.
Yeah.
why would you want to intentionally mislead me, Grant? Like we're supposed to be friends.
Because Patriots tight ends are outscoring all Patriots wide receivers combined and outscoring Mac Jones.
Okay, so what are you jealous you don't have Jonnu Smith and your captain?
No, I didn't play any showdowns. I was too busy.
I played a little bit, and it's not working out for me.
I mean, I'm happy I'm going to win several grand on football tonight.
There's no chance that they're passing the ball, right? It's just okay. Now we got to pass. We tackled them 5 yards in the backfield here. We got to pass at some point. You can throw the ball. They didn't change the rules. This isn't 1920.
I bet they run it again on the second down.
They ought to just wear leather helmets at this point. Just reverting straight back to 1920, whatever it is.
That way they can punch each other in the helmet.
You know, it's interesting because there are people that have thrown out the idea, like, you know, they should consider playing without helmets. That would get rid of helmet-to-helmet tackles, you know?
Yeah, I mean, rugby kind of has the same thing, I feel like.
With
Good
that,
call, Keach, and they lost 4 more yards.
Yep.
But focus the lock button, by the way. So we got to
Yeah.
pass the ball here, right?
Probably.
It's 3rd and goal from like the 17. We gotta
Turns out
pass.
Stevenson wasn't a good play. He's at like negative 0.6 points.
that's my captain.
Yeah. There you go.
Are we on the side
yeah.
of the field? Do we know if this is the side of the field where it's tougher to kick field goals? Because that
I don't know. That's important to know, though. I feel like we should have
Yeah.
known that.
Somebody call Roth.
Another run tackle. All right.
They're not going to run
Well,
this again, are they?
it's
They
not.
are going to run it again.
Yeah. They're not throwing the football.
Is Jones playing with like a broken like shoulder or something? Like, why
No,
is he
Bill
so
just
lost?
knows.
They got. I mean, I think at least Buffalo defensively now.
I think Bill just kept seeing all the stuff over the last 2 years. Like, you have to pass the football in order to be a good football team. He's like, all right, I'm going to show them.
In the chat says, I played too much Giannis. And it's so weird. Yeah, I guess he was a bad play at 27-12 and 2, no real peripherals. Yeah, he only played 27 minutes, which is strange. First game back, but
Man, that was curving.
Yeah. I mean, he kicked it. He probably knew where it was
Oh
going.
yeah, he knew exactly. He played the win very well.
oh, the Falk play was the lock. I don't know if you guys played Falk or not.
I mean, they're
Yeah,
not. They're,
86% of people did.
they're not.
Never mind.
They're not kicking it, right?
Oh, you're talking about Buffalo or you're talking about New England?
No, I'm just needling you.
Oh,
Yeah, needle him. Get him with that needle.
no, I said Buffalo's not going to kick it.
Well, you're a dum-dum. They're going to get a field goal here.
On the kickoff?
No,
By the
on this drive.
way, Golden State is up 6 already, 21-15. I told y'all to bet Golden State live. No one wants to listen to me.
Yes, for a whole $200. If I put down $1,600.
Well, I'm sorry if $200 doesn't make you happy. Like your time and to click 3 buttons. Is
I
not
mean, the
worth
biggest thing is the
$200.
fact that you said it was going to happen, which
Yeah.
overwhelming evidence shows that means it's more likely not to happen. Just
Oh,
by you
no,
saying
but-
it.
I
You
think
have
Bill's
power.
200 or better is probably not a bad number right now. Oh, down to 175 on NBA. That was quick.
They have been completely incapable of moving the ball though, which is kind of a problem.
Yeah, but they're down 4 in the fourth quarter with the ball. So I don't know. That numbers. I mean,
Reggie Jackson, Eric asking in chat if Reggie Jackson over 2.5 3 points made is a good prop. Yeah, that's another one of those that they don't seem to move too often, and it's just been hitting with consistency. My worry was the blowout without McCollum in the game, even though the line was still at 4. But
It's close more than that, but yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a blowout. I think that'll be a competitive game. I am on.
DSJ, by the way, 4 assists in the first quarter, 0 points.
Oh God.
Portland
Well,
gives up the second most 3-pointers in the league, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of those stats oftentimes are misleading.
You think so?
Yeah.
Do you want to know the percentage of the 3-pointers they give up? Like, what do you mean they're misleading?
No, I mean, sometimes you have to look into a little bit more of those numbers and figure out why situationally.
Like which
but, I
opponent? Yeah, I mean, sometimes your opponent matters too. I mean, obviously your opponent matters.
Your
but
opponent matters, and then
gonna stuff-
also like occasionally having a lockdown defender, occasionally fast-paced offenses. There are a lot of quick breaks can skew that number. It all depends, and then yeah, opponent's one of the biggest ones. Like you find a team that's played the Warriors several times, obviously going to
Sure.
skew it. If they play the Jazz several times, going to skew it. So teams in the Eastern Conference more than likely are going to have better 3-point numbers in the Western Conference because they have to play more guys inside their conference. So just stuff like that, it can often be misleading. I wait until about probably halfway through the season to really start trusting those numbers too much. But there are some situational numbers that you can look at. I largely disregard those.
Well, Miami and Milwaukee are just teams that, like the way they set their defense, that they set themselves vulnerable to threes. Like that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some. That's the only thing I really tend to kind of care about is like how teams traditionally defend. Like the numbers to this point in the season, like Graham was saying, are so skewed by opponent and just variance. Sometimes like I don't put any weight into that at all at this point.
Yeah.
All right, Dawson. Oh, completed pass to Dawson Knox.
Tight end slate.
there it is.
Dawson Knox has more points than all the New England wide receivers combined.
What movie or TV show does Dawson Knox remind you of instantly whenever you hear the name Dawson Knox?
Oh, come on.
Dawson Creek.
Yeah, Dawson. Yeah.
That's first of all, you're too old for that, too young for that. Secondly, it's Breaking Bad. I'm the one who knocks. That's the answer.
Ah,
No?
Dawson Knox.
and you,
Yeah, I'm
makes
the
you
one
think-
who knocks. I am the
I
one who
don't-
knocks. Have you not
No.
seen Breaking Bad?
Survey
I
says.
have, I have a racehorse named One Who Knocks. I know.
And how am
that
I too young for
like
Dawson Creek?
Dawson Creek is from like the like 1997. No, actually, yeah. Hold on, now I remember. Wait,
Dean,
yeah.
calling wrong on all counts here, I think.
Yeah, first of all, how young
how-
do you think I am?
Okay, you must have been like, you must have been like 10 when Dawson Creek. Yeah, it was like.
Oh,
your
girls
Beverly
and
Hills
boys
time.
video chat in the
Dean,
comment
we
section.
got some more links for you to click, Dean.
Oh, what
Click
do we
it,
got?
click it quickly. Click it.
Quick,
Click
good
it.
one.
quick before I ban
Fire,
them.
fire, fire. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Before I ban
I
them,
just
Dean.
lost all my money. All my money's gone.
Oh man,
What's this happen?
and it's gone.
It was a good ride. Is that Diggs with the catch? Hey,
Yep.
he's playing football tonight.
Yes.
Cool.
No,
Yeah. Did you watch the Dawson? Were you a Pacey guy or were you a Dawson guy? Or were you a what was the name of the other side? Katie Holmes. What was her character's name? She had an interesting name, right?
I love James Van.
The Bee?
He's a funny guy.
he is. He is.
Have you ever seen Don't Want to Be in Apartment 23?
He played James Vanderbeek in that movie.
Yeah,
in that TV
actually
show,
pretty
yes.
fantastic, mostly because of him.
And by the interesting thing, to put it all full circle, you know who the other character in that movie was? The other character in that TV show? She was the girlfriend in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, she died of an overdose.
Spoiler, dude.
I know
Not
you're
real
gonna say that.
life.
Yeah, Kristen Ratner. She's delightful.
No, it's Ritter, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. I don't.
Right.
Is she related to John Ritter? I'm not sure. Maybe. But yeah, her name, and she was like on one of those Netflix action Marvel shows.
Yep,
I don't know.
Jessica Jones. No.
There you go. That's what I was getting
Yeah.
at. I couldn't think of it.
Well, I'm like, no, is it January Jones? No, January Jones is different actors.
Yeah, she was from Mad Men.
Ooh, Eric almost got his Josh Allen interception on that play.
No, we don't want it here. So, let's run. Let's go. Allen's scooting for like 25 yards.
Boot
Here
it
we
and
go.
boot it. Oh man, Powell's gonna hit his own points prop over in the first.
What was the name of the character from? You guys don't know this? You don't watch the Dawson?
Dean, Dawson's
I don't
Creek was way before my time.
Which character? Pacey?
That the
Joey?
the
Jen?
the ladies. Joey, that was her name, right? Yeah, I knew it was like a different. Yeah, there you go. That's the name.
Katie
I couldn't
Holmes?
think of. Yes, and then Michelle Williams became the biggest star of that show, like by far. Like she was she's like
James Vanderbeek.
no, I mean he seems like a nice guy and all that, but he's not. Michelle Williams is like in A-list movies. I don't know what is the Beak doing these days.
He was in a Power Rangers type reboot. It was mostly just a trailer.
He was in the trailer.
It was hard to explain. He was the star of What Would Diplo Do?
I don't know what that is.
It was on Netflix.
Is Diplo a musician?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't watch that. Was it good?
It was entertaining.
All right.
He's a funny guy. James
Vanderbeek. He seems like a nice guy.
Call attack. Thank you. All right, Bills are threatening here.
Is that a 15-yarder? Yeah, all right. We're going to get first and goal now. Moss with a catch. Man,
Yeah,
we
now let's
played
get a
Moss
field
in
goal
DFS.
here.
No, definitely.
They don't want to kick a field goal.
Pete Carroll would get a boner in the
Pete
thought.
Pete Carroll's going to get now on first down.
That game was so ridiculous yesterday. That Seahawks 49ers game.
I was
and
very
scoreboard,
drunk
they
during it.
won.
Yeah.
Hugh said like
God.
11 carries for 16 yards and a touchdown, of course.
And a touchdown, yeah.
Just amazing. Like it's
Also, Russ
wild
was-
that Pete Carroll.
Russ was
What's
good
that?
yesterday. That was a good Russ game. A lot of the stuff that happened was kind of not really even the bad stuff wasn't really his fault for the most part.
Yeah, I don't really remember much
Well, he's
of it.
got
I
a
did
horrendous.
bet.
His line is so bad. Like he's always just snap and just running all over the place. Instantly.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
But yeah,
He's a
there was some of
magician.
that.
He can't block people while he's throwing the ball. Like he can't do both at the same time.
Zach Moss.
Get a touchdown here.
Outside, you have a touchdown.
No, we don't want a Moss touchdown. That would be the worst.
We don't want a touchdown here.
We want a touchdown.
We don't want a touch. I don't want a touchdown.
Well, you have American dollars on this?
Well, I have my same game parlays that I have New England winning and the under.
What's your? Is it just two things? Most people do like really goopy stuff in their same game. But I've noticed
Harris first touchdown, New England, and the under. And I also bet. I mean, let's look at. I think I technically win more.
How many?
I win 485 if Buffalo wins. I win 400 if New England wins.
But how many points you getting as far as New England? 2?
Oh, I took the money line. I think they win straight out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not if they get a touchdown here.
I mean, they could. Hey, cat. Hey, cat. Hey, cat. The cat lives in my closet.
You have a cat?
No, I'm cat sitting.
You're melding cats and dogs?
Well, the person that we're sitting for has 2 dogs and a cat.
And how does your dog feel about this?
Our dog generally stays over at her place when we go out of town. Cat just looked inside its house and ran away. Got scared.
I'm saying you can't explain the situation to them. You can't tell them what. Is your dog welcoming of the 2 dogs and a cat, or does it feel like it's getting less attention, or what?
No, he's definitely a needy SOB, but
yeah.
Explain the situation like you're gonna text the dog ahead of time. Give
you
it.
Gotta sit him down and say, "Listen, so when we go away, just see this is why we're doing this. You want to make sure the dog understands."
Yeah. So someone else is sweating. What's his name? Derek White getting 1 more assist.
We got to pass, I think. No, wait. Was it touched? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're gonna kick the field goal.
Oh my gosh. It's 3rd down now, but a third and goal for the 15 feels so insurmountable. Like it's impossible in this game.
It does, yeah. They must need a penalty more than that. That's their best hope here. Some sort of penalty.
Get a PI. Oh man. Josh Allen, by the way, had 4.62 second half points. I'm almost there on the over for Allen. But Mac Jones at 0.5. This is insane. What lunatic would bet this under? It's under 2.5. I'm going to lose this. Let's see if we can get a touchdown here. Never know.
Oh, here comes out the field goal unit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
My double Tyler Bass.
You and me both, Grant.
Actually, 3.5x Tyler Bass.
Yeah, the double.
Unfortunately, Stevenson is sitting there at minus 0.8 points.
How was that not a penalty?
Oh, man.
Was he held there? They're claiming he was held, but who knows?
It's like, it wasn't really a hand, holding with the hands, but like with the body, just kind of preventing him from going through his route. But yeah, it is a field goal.
Do they make this field goal?
Oh, the goalposts are moving. The wind's coming at him a little bit left to right. I think he makes it.
Yeah.
To the wind.
I'm sure he's going to make it.
He missed it.
Did he?
Yep.
Oh, last second hook. Oh, you got to time those gusts just right. That's rough.
Yeah.
Did he lick his finger?
Yeah, Nick Folk nailed it. He did the exact opposite thing. He just kicked it like it was a normal kick.
Second half prize picks is up according to the chat. Let's see. Anything interesting in the second half? I like to sort of see if anybody's in foul trouble. So let's see. Okay, so Portland. Nurkic has 2 fouls right now. Interesting. Just trying to see if anybody's. Did you, Keach? I'm sure you caught this. What were the Clippers doing the other night? Starting Zubac, and Ibaka in the same lineup. Did you catch that? What was that?
Great. I did have money on them and they lost. But yeah, I mean, they had some success with the bigger lineups in the game before, and I guess they, for whatever reason, just wanted to keep doing it. And yeah, not great.
And then they just benched Zubac. Ibaka started the first half, didn't play the second half, didn't play at all in the second half. It was just sort of this weird, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they went back to they had Kennard starting tonight.
The Nod Dog.
Nard Dog.
Yeah.
By the way, I hate Andy Bernard in The Office.
Tell me
He's
why.
an awful person.
It's the character?
Because
he's an awful person. He's entirely self-serving and treats everyone terrible. I know he's only vying for his parents' love, but he treats everyone awful and he has severe anger issues.
Follow-up question. How do you feel about Michael Scott?
Not a good person.
Do you love Michael Scott or do you hate Michael Scott?
I dislike Michael Scott.
You do? You hate Michael
he's
Scott?
not a good person. Just the
If
way
you
he
have to have
treats
one-
Dwight alone is just awful.
Yeah, it's almost like, do you treat anybody in your life the way Michael Scott treats Dwight, as far
No.
as just not maybe
I
a
mean, outside
coworker
of you.
possibly?
But you
Is that where
deserve
you
it.
learned
Dwight
it from?
didn't.
Why did Dwight not have it coming? I feel like Dwight had it coming. You could make the same argument for Jim, by the way. Jim is a jerk. He's a big jerk many times. It's funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's a big jerk.
No, but he's a funny guy.
So it's okay. If you're gonna be a jerk,
There's a
gotta be
difference.
funny
Like
about it.
Dwight and Jim go at each other. Dwight, all he's trying to do is make Michael proud and help out Michael in every single situation. And
well, no,
then
he's out for himself too. He's self-serving.
not
Yeah, okay.
he's more loyal than anyone else. Outside of the
Well,
one
yes.
time he went behind Michael's back to go to Pam, or not Pam, Jan. That was the one time.
Yeah. I feel like Devin has to have thoughts on The Office. This is like one of his favorite shows.
I'm just in the
Are you
middle.
on board with Grant's theory?
I'm just in the middle of typing "identity theft is not a joke, Jim" in chat here.
So,
One of my
yeah,
favorite Office moments I just remembered now is when what's his name? What's that actor's name? He played Kim Jong in the interview.
Ken Jeong.
No, it's not Kim Jong.
Okay.
What? He's in a lot of things. Why can't I remember his name?
Oh, we got a pass. A completed pass?
I was wondering, that wasn't a complete pass, but we have a pass. It
Yeah,
looked
we
like
had
he
a
didn't
pass
want to throw.
attempt on
One,
a second
did.
down.
1 for 2.
Good defensive play.
Where's
Randall
Matt
Park.
Jones from?
Randall Park was his name, and he goes in there and pretends to be Jim. He's like, Jim's not
Oh,
Asian.
yes.
Oh, props to you for not noticing.
Did anybody watch the White Lotus by chance? The HBO
Yeah.
show?
Another
I couldn't
pass,
believe
pass,
what. Oh, wait, are passing again?
Another pass, screen pass. They did not get a first down. Looks like
We need
He's
to
inching
upload a
closer
score.
to that 2.5 points.
It's such a ridiculous number.
Does he not
So-
have it yet?
No,
I
this is only
why
the
not?
second half. He doesn't even have
Yeah.
one.
Well, he had a couple. He has a. I feel like he had like 7 or 8 rushing yards, and then he has that now. So
I don't.
He might
We, I
still
don't.
get
Need,
another
we didn't
drive.
get there. Somehow we
hopefully
didn't
it's
get
with
there.
the Patriots. See this punt. This should be entertaining, right? No penalties here, Buffalo on 4th and 4.
They have
How
the
does
wind at
Buffalo
their
only
back.
How do they only have one timeout? Where'd these timeouts go?
Oh my god, punt was smoked. Although it went straight back in the end zone.
I mean, they're still going to
Must-
take that from what, the 30?
They must have the wind behind their back. I presume.
Yeah.
That's my scientific, hunch.
Well, you are a
Yeah.
scientist. That's what you're teaching our kids.
I did not teach any science.
What'd you
Science
teach?
was not my.
Here's planet Earth. Watch it.
I mean, I'm sure I subbed for a science class at some point, but yeah, for the most part, like most of the time, I was just like.
Did you go by Mr. Shavelson or Dino?
Mr. Schneebly?
Yeah. All right.
Do you like that?
All right.
Are you doing a McConaughey over there? Is that what's going on?
All right.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know how that is with substitute. For the most part, you're not teaching, but sometimes I was asked to actually teach stuff, and it's like, I don't know.
You were probably bad at it.
Well, yeah. Well, it's not when something is not like my wheelhouse.
No, Dean, when the substitute teacher came in, we told them that this is the
Wow,
normal
that was a
thing.
heck of a catch.
That was
I
an
don't-
awesome play. They should do that again, like every time.
Oh, I
Well-
think I don't know. 1, 2.
No, it looks like
yeah.
Run up and just that looks good to me. Let's
that
go.
was an incredible catch.
That was awesome all around. Why
Sorry.
are they just figuring that out? They can throw the ball. What was that question, Devin?
I wasn't a question. I was letting you know this thing to do is when the substitute teacher shows up is to just do all the things you would want to do, and then just tell the sub that that's what you normally do.
Oh yeah, well that's why so and so does it.
No,
okay.
they let us watch movies. It's fine.
Well, I taught middle school for 1 day and 1 day only, and
That's
I
as
never
far
went
as you
back.
made it.
I'm like, because middle school kids did not understand the concept of a compromise, just the concept of like, I'll let you do your thing, you let me do my thing. Don't push me. I'm not gonna mess with you. You don't mess with me. Middle school kids didn't understand that concept, and they were just insane. Like, I had like 20 kids like standing up and down, like jumping on desks, and the teacher next door is like calling me, "Everything okay, everybody?" Like, yeah, like, it's fine, I guess. But yeah, I never went back. And when
You
I
don't
went to
seem
high
like
school,
you can control a classroom.
Well, because I was just like laughing. I'm like, what is going on?
Dawson Knox catch.
What?
Catch.
Who does that remind you of when you think and you hear the name Dawson Knox?
Dawson's
Grant?
Creek.
Pacey. Yeah, but high school, they're just like, they won't, if you don't push them, they're not going to push you, essentially. And that's kind of how it was. And I was also like the pool sub there too, so I was there every day. Just kind of like, eventually people knew who I was, that kind of thing. So it was kind of, I wasn't a teacher, but I wasn't just some schmuck off the street.
You're a good puppy, Docs. I'm getting shocked in my ear. I really need to replace these headphones. That was a lot of shocking.
Oh man, that could have been a nice play. That's unfortunate.
That could have been a nice play. Two guys, it looked like. I think Moss came open too late at the end. I haven't seen Singletary, it seemed like, at all. Has he like done anything?
I feel like he's done very little. By the way, Josh Allen is over his 5.5 second half fantasy points. That's 6.1. So we just need Mac Jones to he's at 0.78.
Your best hope is Josh Allen scoring a touchdown and then Mac having to.
Yeah. Anybody score a touchdown and just force Mac Jones to like move the ball forward.
Is that Singletary right there? Did I just reverse jinx him into?
I think that's Moss.
That's Singletary.
No, I think that was Singletary. Yeah, there he is.
Oh, thank you, Keach. My God.
17 yards.
Man, I need Podol and White to come back in the game.
Podol.
That's how I say it, Podol.
Yeah, there's no R, Daniel.
I think isn't that how you pronounce it though?
We had a debate on Crunch Time earlier about this.
It's Pirtle, I promise you.
And
just take a turtle and just put a P in there.
There's no R.
Yeah, I know.
It's like German. I don't know.
I'm
Take it to
German.
Germany. Not officially. Like you're not legit like straight out of Munich.
It's on the band name, straight out of Munich.
Are you German? Is that one of your? You're probably a combination plotter, I assume.
I'm like 15 different things. I'm like, my grandma was a mutt, and we don't really know what she was, and I never met her. And
yeah,
weird.
Do one of those
scenario.
23andMe or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I got a whole lot of things, but I'm 25% Irish, 25% Romanian, 25% German. No, maybe Norwegian, not Romanian. I really shouldn't know.
I don't know what I am.
I'm a combination too.
I feel like I'm a European mutt, pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing there?
Oh, do we have any thoughts as far as Erickson chat's asking about second half prize picks? I kind of got distracted, but anything interesting as far as a second half? Let's take a look at the board real quick while we have a timeout.
Football game?
Well, for the Clippers game and Portland and Orlando and Golden State, I guess. I assume that's what we're gonna have.
Yeah.
Dennis Smith have any points?
He has 2 points. That son of a
2-2-4. Like he's fine from a fantasy perspective. Like that's okay. And he's got a steal and a block too. He's probably doing well.
He's gonna probably his assists over, but
I have points and assists and just points. Didn't want to play that over 6.5 juice. It seemed like a lot.
Manny Sanders for a 5-yarder.
Well, gentlemen,
this dog just wants to play with the cat. He keeps whining whenever the cat leaves.
Your dog or the dog that like it chills with the cat in the other house?
My dog. So I keep having to call him to pet him to relax him. Let's go.
Do you like cats?
Not really. Oh, Devin, you're gonna get all angry.
I was just sitting here thinking in my head about how I can't wait to bury my face in my cat's fur and just love on it.
Oh.
When I'm sitting here in this room doing shows, I can hear them jumping at the door trying to come in and say hi to me.
How you say them? Is there two?
Two, yeah.
Would you think of Devin anything other than a guy with 2 cats? Maybe a guy with 3 cats.
If I had a farm, I'd take all the animals. There'd be no shortage.
Oh, you'd love my parents' ranch. They have like 15 goats, 2 cats, 3 dogs. Who knows what else?
You had me at 15 goats.
Goats are adorable, especially the goat, Reese Hoskins and Matt Olson.
Oh, Reese.
They name one of them LeBron?
No, they named one Reese Hoskins and one Matt Olson.
Ironically?
Because I told them, the next goats you get, you're naming Reese Hoskins and Matt Olson. So
they don't watch baseball then. So they don't know that those guys aren't actually goats.
no, my mom got me a Reese Hoskins baseball card and a jersey for my birthday.
What
does that have to do?
They've got all these other goats' names memorized, and then they're like, "Wait, those last two, what were they?" Oh, Reese Hoskins. And Matt Olson. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, the Warriors only up 6.
What are the other goats' names?
Wait, is it halftime in that game?
Not
no,
yet.
It's 5 minutes still to go.
Cole Anthony is having an awful game.
I hope he heats up. I hope it's like a tie game at halftime, then I buy it on Golden State.
What are some of the other goats' names, Grant?
He doesn't know.
I can't remember.
They don't even
There's a
acknowledge
lot
his
of them.
existence.
I don't care. I'm not going to call them by their name.
Goat one.
I'm curious to know where on the barometer these goats' names are. If they're just like Larry or like Nostradamus or something, you know?
No, I feel like
I always enjoy when like a dog is like it's a human name, you know,
Yeah.
like this is Ed.
This is Clark.
I always enjoy when people do that. This is why would you name your dog Ed? That's great. I just love that.
That is amazing.
Yeah, just give it a human name. Sure, why not? I'm taking a peek here at the second half fantasy points. Let's see. Let's say fantasy score. Nurkic 18.5, Reggie 14, DSJ 16, Marcus Morris 12. You said you liked Morris, at least for the game, right, Grant?
I got the over on his points, rebounds, assists, 17.5. It's not looking great. It's not looking bad, but it's not looking great.
23.5 for Steph is a little bit low, but this game certainly can blow out. I still believe that like Golden State pulls away. We almost had a touchdown there?
Yeah, still behind Biggs. You probably had him.
MGM had Bills at plus 105 just a minute ago, but it's closed now.
Back shoulder. Yeah, he was there. But you can't cover that back shoulder, right? If you make the throw, it's basically unstoppable.
Yeah, problem is making the throw in this wind.
Sure. 4 down territory, so we got 2 chances here. If they don't get it, only 1 timeout left. They're probably going to fail after the 2-minute warning, so that'll be the end of the game.
Flag. False start.
Ugh.
I'll start it twice.
Nothing really jumping out the page for me. 23.5 for Paul George. Is that score in that game? It's close.
Yeah, DSJ is not shooting.
But he's still doing fine. He's doing well. 2 points, 5 assists.
I mean, I have the over on points.
Oh, then never mind. Sorry.
I also have the
Maybe
over
that's
on
what
assists of 5.5. That should hit easily.
I like your chances in that one. Let's do like a quarterback draw here. That'll get you at least 10 yards, I think.
Oh, no. You gotta just get rid of him. Ooh,
Oh, boy.
had a shot.
What is going on here? Woo! That's unfortunate. 2-minute warning.
Oh man, San Antonio's making a run, down 6 now.
They're dealing with the bench.
Yeah,
No Pirtle, no Murray, no White. Orbs is scoring some points. And Phoenix, their bench is there's McGee. He's working in his double-double you talked about, 13 and 7. Good for him.
yeah, had the same over/under prop as Bane, who ended up with 8.
Yeah, man, I thought for sure he's going to get it tonight. Yeah, I think he was due for a double-double.
I'm probably betting at the next game.
I'll take your bet on that if you want to book it with somebody.
I don't want to steal several $1,000s from you.
Say it again.
I don't want to steal several $1,000s from you.
Oh, okay. I'll steal a couple hundred. I'm okay with that.
I mean, it's going to be 15 or 20 to 1 at the worst.
Not in my. It's my
Yeah.
book. I make the line. You
Yeah,
said
so why
it's
would I
gonna
take
happen.
worse lines? I don't
Because
think
you
you
just
fully
said before-
understand gambling. I guess
No,
since
you-
it's gone, you don't
no.
know.
You said it's not about the money. It's about beating me, and that it's not. That's not making it about money. You want to make it about money.
No, I want to make you look like a dum-dum, not steal your money.
Yeah, you could do that. You could bet. You can. Bet
Then I'm
me.
stealing your money.
No. I'm stealing your money if I make the line 5 to 1.
Yes, I wouldn't take it at 5 to 1 when I can take it at better odds elsewhere.
So then you care about money. You're a liar.
No, I'm just smart.
You're a smart liar.
Both can be true. I can be smart and not care about money, and not want to take your money, and not want to bet a bad line.
You're bad at math. You said both, and you named 3 things.
Both.
Both what? Which 2 of those 3? You can't be
Both
true.
4. Both scenarios.
Yeah. By the way, the Warriors are up 12 now. Wait, 13. I tried to tell you. I was giving you free money.
Yeah. The weird thing was they were only down like 3, and it was still like 12 and a half compared to when
Yeah.
they were down that couple. So could have bought in a lot of points there, but who knows? Maybe Orlando goes on a run at some point. You know, basketball's a weird game.
It is a weird
It
game.
is a weird game. But I mean, Shaq and Penny Hardaway aren't walking through that door.
It's true. That is true.
Murray is back. He just got his 10th assist. I don't know.
Nice.
Didn't you guys have 9.5? Was that the number?
Uh,
I'm gonna make that
no,
up.
I have 9.5 over 9.5 rebounds with total.
For who now?
Total.
Potal. I don't know who that is.
Total.
Spell that.
Total.
Spell.
There's no R in it.
Country of origin.
Total land. It's near
Can you use
Portland.
it in this? Can you use it in a sentence?
I'm from Total land.
No, that's not a helpful sentence.
You didn't say helpful. You asked if I could use it in a sentence. I did.
Well, they never say like, well, I don't know what the word total means. Like that's not, there's context that matters. Yeah. We have an injury here for New England, by the way.
Yeah. Good.
Grant's
Man,
going
well,
to
I'm at a
sleep.
sleepy duck.
Did you take your whatever knocks you out?
No, not yet. I saw a morning grind after this.
Oh boy. Can you fall asleep in the middle of recording? It'd be amazing.
You know I make it through anything. Man, why is it
You know
white
who's
back
playing
in the
tomorrow
game?
night? I haven't looked yet. Who's playing tomorrow? Who's playing basketball tomorrow evening?
I know the
You know?
Nets are.
I was gonna say, I know the Nets. It's like that's about it right now.
Nets, Mavs, Knicks, Spurs, Celtics, Lakers.
Ugh.
Sounds like a doozy.
Oh, it will be a doozy.
Why can't we have a 10-game NBA slate on Tuesday? Come on.
Well, why do you want 10 games anyway? So you have less on Wednesday and that's that?
Well, I mean, I just rather, I don't know, like instead of doing 10 today and 3 tomorrow, do 6 and 7 or something. Split it up.
Yeah.
Have Tuesday where there's no NFL. Have some games on that are more than just like a national TV ones.
Hey, did you see the
Yeah.
note that Tibbs is going to reshuffle? He's considering changing his starting lineup what does that mean to you? Like, what do you think he's considering? If there is, like, what's the most likely thing, Keach, that he would change?
And by the way, Eric, I got 9.5, but I also got a plus 125. There's a reason for it.
Here's our fourth down play. 4th and 14. They can't theoretically get a first down inside the 4.
Yeah.
But like, it just feels so insurmountable to get 14 yards in this game.
Well, you just jinxed it, I'm sure.
No,
Nope.
he had somebody, but that didn't work out.
Total land rebound. That's 9.
Well, wait, they do have a timeout, so it's not officially over, right?
Right.
40 seconds, a timeout. Yeah. I mean, they would have helped if they were going to blow it on the front end, the 2-minute warning. Did the receiver, who was he going for? The guy in the end zone, or who was he throwing to?
I don't even know. That's a good question.
Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, both guys, it's a bad throw. Maybe the receiver broke the wrong way, but I don't think so.
I see intended for Gabriel Davis.
Somewhat, yeah. I don't know.
First down ends it. Timeout here, I assume, right? There's a timeout. By Dougie Buckets, that's 2 points in the bucket. On the court, but 6 minutes left to go.
I mean, he just hit a 3.
Yeah, but he's still going to get under 11. Come on. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Powell's got 18 in the first half. Good for him.
That's
The over on his points.
That's Belichick's son, right? That's with him. I mean, what a specimen, right?
Yeah.
One way to put it.
He went to hug him, and like right after hugging him, he did that weird like lick lip thing that he does.
Oh, sure.
That is quite a scene to watch on primetime television.
Did you guys see?
Do you think it's a Tourette's tick?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Could be like an anxiety thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Brian Kelly ingratiate himself to the LSU by putting on a Southern accent against his first?
Yeah.
He went to I mean, it's just hilarious. Like, first of all, like, do you have to do that? Like, he's gotten paid. Like, I guess they all happy he's there. What's he doing throwing on like the boom hour? It's just hilarious.
The boom
hour.
hour.
Did you catch this, Keach, or no? You know what I'm talking
about? No, wait, what were you just
Boston,
saying?
I think. The coach for Notre Dame, who's now the coach at LSU.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I mean that's
video.
insane. He's an asshole. Then that whole thing with like him, like how he let the players know from Notre Dame, like all of it sounds bad.
Oh, it's like a 2-minute meeting, and like, dude, I'm not getting out of bed. It was 7:00 in the morning, and like he's left the building at like 7:11 or. It's like, dude, just text me. I know the deal. Like, I don't want to see you like lie to me in my face. And like, I would have been so angry if I was one of them. Like, what else? Why would you get out of bed for that? I guess you have to. Players meeting or but still.
Yeah, I would have wanted to not go if I was.
Why would you show up to that?
It's so hard to not want to make fun of you, Dean, for I'm not getting out of bed for that.
Well, what's the joke? Like, why would you get out of bed for that?
Warriors up 20 now.
Oh, it's almost like somebody said the Warriors were like the lock of the night, and you should have bet them multiple times, or they're down 7.
Why didn't you bet them?
Turns out it's because I'm in the state of Florida. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe you should live in a good state.
Well, I mean, I don't have the ability to teleport like you do, but
I mean, you have the ability to move.
I suppose, yes. That's maybe that will happen soon enough. We'll see. Stay tuned. But yeah, what are we talking about? Oh, yeah. What was the funny thing? just not getting out of.
Anytime you talk about not being able to get out of bed for an early thing, I laughed at myself about it.
You ever think back and like realize you woke up like at 5:30 in the morning for school, for high school? Like,
I mean,
5 days. How did I do that? Now you're like 6 classes in a row. Like, what?
I'll go the opposite way. I used to sleep until 1 p.m.
Belichick just got pissed off.
Yeah, why? I don't know what's going on. There's some weird thing going on with the clock.
Well, Buffalo's going to get the ball back with about like 10 seconds or something.
No, they're going to get. They might not. There's 44 seconds on the clock. It's third down.
Yeah,
They
they're going to
might-
run it again.
No, they were in the kneeling position. I think they were gonna drop back for 4 seconds, and then the next one just throw it in the air.
Yeah, that was for Gabe. That was for Davis, by the way. I guess that's what it was for, but it was not a great pass, obviously. I don't know if that guy doesn't touch that. Does it get to Davis? Does he get to that ball or no? I don't think so. But maybe it's a weird angle.
And White's not coming back in the game. That's rough.
Yeah, well, Forbes is playing really good off the bench, and he's the casualty, it looks like.
Yeah.
But if he misses a couple, he'll get the hook.
Dean, I was just saying, I remember those times when I used to sleep till 1 p.m. on my days off and stuff. If I sleep till 9 these days, I'm like, oh my God, I've wasted so much of the day.
Really?
Yeah.
What time do you normally get up?
Between 7 and 8, I'd say.
What time do you go to bed? 12-ish?
Yeah, anywhere between 11 and 1, I'd say.
Yeah.
It fluctuates. Some days I'm better to myself than I am on other days.
And are you calibrated with the wife? Is that why you're waking up so early, or you like to start your day really early? Is that what? That's just because you like it.
I think there's an overall like momentum to your day if you start up earlier, right? On those days that I wake up at 9.
Wait, sorry. One thing.
Go ahead.
Classic Dean Bush. Dougie McBuckets is now at 10 points.
Which is not 11 and a half for the record.
I know. Just give it, I don't know, probably 30 seconds.
Yeah, right. The Dean Mush is strong with this one.
Yeah, that was
We're going to
impressive
ignore,
mush.
but for narrative purposes, we're going to ignore the fact that I said the Hammer Golden State. Let's pretend like that didn't happen.
No,
Dean, there's still
sorry,
plenty
the
of
thing that
time.
Everyone was in agreement with you on.
Oh, let's add the qualifier. It doesn't exist.
Dean, it's only halftime. There's still plenty of time for them to come back.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Magic?
Oh, we got
play
the
basketball?
we got the Daniel Mush again.
Dean, they came out with 12 unanswered points at the top of the game.
And how did that work out?
That's got to count for something, right?
Well, then
Game
Golden
over.
Golden State countered with a 65-32 run. Game over for, yeah.
Oh, it's almost as if Golden State's potentially the best team in the NBA, and Orlando's potentially the worst, and Golden State's also great at home. Wow. Look
Well,
at
then
you.
It's almost look at you. You know all that, and yet you still didn't bet it. What a dope you are.
Yeah, it's almost like Vegas knows what they're doing, and oftentimes, unless you really do some research into it, those lines like that can be.
You did the research,
misleading.
though. You just said the research was that Golden State's great and Orlando's terrible. That's
Yes,
the
so
research, right?
there are some spreads that are actually locked. No, that's never really the case.
You can't ever just concede and say, you know what? Maybe I should have bet that.
No, it was probably closer to 54% hit rate.
No, it's like a 65. It's 100%. It's the Magic.
Yeah,
Come on,
you
stop.
do realize that there are a lot of people that do more research and have more algorithms and have more money than you, that generally when a line is that bad and the fact that the public is already on it, they would pour massive amounts of money into it, causing the line to move even drastically more in the other direction. So based on the fact that it was sitting at 15.5,
What kind of algorithms? How do you know how much money I have behind me? How do you know about my
I mean,
algorithms?
I don't think you have several $1 million behind you.
What if I did? And I got all this time, I was just being coy about it.
Yeah, good for you.
Man, the ultimate long con. Dean, did that quarterback prop hit? Eric wants to know.
No. The funny thing is, it wasn't even close. Like Mac Jones had to get 2.5 fantasy points. 2.5, right? This is the amazing part. I was
Such a
gonna point
low
this out,
bar.
but, 2.5 fantasy points is 25 rushing yards. 20. It's a reception and 20 yards. And it was a quarterback, but you understand how little this. So the funny thing is, Mac Jones, the last play of the game, he ran around a little bit, to kill some time, and he went back like 5 yards. He ended up in the second half with negative 0.02 fantasy points.
Yeah, that's better than Stevenson.
And the sports books are just laughing all the way to the bank.
You know, the problem was I don't have enough algorithms to figure out that Mac Jones.
I don't have enough algorithms.
Yeah, Grant's right. I'll point it out. So, and I don't have enough millions and enough algorithms to point out that was clearly a dumb bet because 2.5 fantasy points was insurmountable. That's the dumbest bet I ever made.
For 2.5. What was
2.5
there was like a Derrick Henry prop for like run 1 yard 1 game or something like that, or in the first quarter, and he got like a 5-yard run at the end of the first quarter in that game. I remember better than Mac Jones. That was a sweat. Didn't think it
was over 8.5, over 7.5 first quarter rushing,
something like that, and he got it literally the last play of the first quarter.
Yep. I remember that.
You know how like people like care about quarterback wins? You know, like, oh, look at this guy's record. Is this go on Mac Jones official quarterback? Like he's 2 for 3 with 19 yards. Is this just a W in that? What's that?
I don't know if he's good or not. But he's not the reason that they're winning. That they won that game. That's obvious.
I've learned nothing about. If this is my first game I ever saw him. I have no. He's good at handing the ball off. I guess he's all right at that.
Yes.
Total got 10. Derek White's back in the game.
Well, I mean, that was the show.
Oh, Dougie McBuckets just missed a 3-pointer.
Oh, that's unfortunate. You know, I'm still going to win that one. And I didn't even bet it, but like, you know, in theory, the under was good. I called it early. We paid out the bet. Yeah, he's not going to go. What does he need, 11.5?
Yeah, he's one more bucket. And his name is Dougie McBuckets.
It's actually not.
Yeah, he's from Total Land.
No, he's not.
It's the same place where Pirtle's from.
Total.
Herman. No, it's Hermione, not Germany.
Hermione, yes. Well, thanks for hanging with us. You know, this is a terrible, terrible game. Hopefully you enjoyed it immensely, as much as we did. Grant, did you win some money in this this nonsense? I think you did, right?
Yeah, I won the G. Well, I guess I won $17.50.
Well, that's pretty good. Is that worth getting out of bed for?
Sometimes. Depends on how early I have to get out of bed.
7 o'clock though, like not even, and put pants on. Like you gotta it's not just like go on FaceTime or something. You gotta put pants on.
Oh, Dougie McBucket's 11 points.
You get a technical for one more technical and he's gonna get there, but it's not gonna happen. They're just making it for a fun sweat. How'd you do, SBK? I guess it didn't go out. It didn't go as well for you than it did because you guys were on opposite sides.
Not going to be a banner night here, but yeah, you know, and that's how it goes. You know, they're not all winners.
You know what? Let me redeem the group here. Even though this is an NFL show, I put a 5-pick parlay on Hornets spread, Washington spread, Oklahoma spread, Chicago spread, and Cleveland spread. That's a plus 30-36 odds, and I made that. So
did it all win?
They all won. Yeah. So
nice.
There we go. There we go.
3-1.
Yep.
Did you bet like at least $20 on it or $10 on it?
Nope.
At least $5 on it?
Nope.
$1?
At least $1?
Dean, I'm not the expert here. I'm trying to learn how this stuff works.
Do you not have millions of dollars in algorithms?
Shockingly, I'm not the third place SBNC.
Evan, if you get a couple more algorithms, I think you might get up to that dollar range.
I gotta hook up some algorithms here. Yeah,
gotta get at least 5, I think, before you're at $1.
Guys, I'm back to even this month.
Wait, why didn't you add Golden State? We were talking about Golden State all day. I think you're not on board with the Golden State.
I mean, Dean, why didn't anybody add a 6th leg to the 5-leg parlay?
Well, why did they make the cut though? Why weren't they in the Family Feud board in the top 5?
Oh,
I
was hammering the spread on a bunch of other ones, but just this one did not. Also, Derek.
I hope Orlando comes back and covers the spread, just so you guys just look like idiots for just rambling the last 5 minutes. There's still a whole second half of basketball to go.
Derek and chat.
Did you fire off like a bunch of like nonsense, like just like see it was 6 against the wall? Like here's like five teamers for $1 each, and just see if something sticks. Or
you talking to me?
Pick one or Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah,
normally
yeah.
throw a bunch against the wall for fun,
Yeah,
and-
I'm in the learning stages for sports betting. Tennessee has had sports betting for a little while now, but I haven't dabbled much,
Yeah.
so I'm still learning. These, believe it or not, I'll say as a producer on these shows, I learn a lot from listening to Grant. The things that he does, the things that he bets on, the things that he doesn't bet on. I'm picking things up. So right now,
I love the believe it or not qualifier.
it's the tone of my voice, right? I know what you're thinking, but I want to shout out Derek in chat though. Would you drive 900 miles for 1750 though? What was the original increment? Was it an hour for $50?
Yeah. I think that's what it was. That's a great callback. Oh man, that Mr. Beast guy took an Uber from like South Carolina to LA. I can't remember that's what kind of popped in my head for some reason. Y'all aware of that Mr. Beast character on the YouTubes?
Yeah.
Imagine being that Uber.
Oh
driver,
no.
like,
Oh no,
doing
we got to get out of
yourself.
here before Grant sees what happens.
Oh, McBuckets. Was it a Derek White assist?
Oh, like everything is just perfect for you. Unbelievable.
Grant's gonna go buy a Taco Bell real quick.
Oh, I hope they.
Are you talking about
choose
food
again.
there or actually buy one?
The
'Cause,
restaurant.
Yeah, I'm getting close to it.
Unbelievable. Well,
And it was a
on that-
Derek White assist.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that was double good for me because that also got me like 2K.
You had over 3.5 assists for White.
Yep.
Oh,
I also
this is-
won
that-
like 15
that just
units
ruined
on
my
scores
night.
and odds tonight.
Hopefully, people told you.
I'm sure some people did. If you haven't, why haven't you signed up yet?
Well, I'm in Florida, so I can't. I would. Yeah, I can't. I can't take advantage of it, unfortunately.
He was talking to you though, Dean. So
Were you
Yes.
asking me specifically, or like the viewer you?
The viewer, you.
the royal
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I don't know. It costs some money, some American dollars, but you're saying it's worth it.
Yes. If you place what $15 on every bet I've made throughout the course of the year, then you're up. I want to say $300.
But there was that one day
That's after-
where you. There was that one day where you sucked and you were wrong, and that's the day I tailed you and I tweeted you on Twitter, told you like that you shouldn't be writing for scores and odds.
Yeah, I don't have losing days, so.
no,
No, it actually was funny. I didn't have a single losing day the first 2.5 months of baseball season.
Oh,
That's pretty amazing.
I miss
Yeah,
baseball.
no, I destroyed baseball. I'm
Wait until you're 3 months into the season and when you say that, Devin.
Yeah, I can't wait for NFL flash drafts.
No, too much baseball again. That's the show, people. It was fun. You got any lasting words for the SBK? Anything poignant?
That was
Or
fun.
no?
I mean, we just keep running into the slew of just shit Monday night football games that are just not interesting at all. We had a
well,
nice
they
run.
are interesting. Almost all of them have been interesting at the end.
That's true. Yeah, they're just it's a pain to get there.
Yeah.
I like there's a little crossover tonight, the NBA, NFL action. That's nice. Again, a reminder: I will definitely not be here next week. So yeah, I hope Grant can at least.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, we'll see. I'll be in lost wages, as I like to call it. Dean, you get that?
You're going to be in Vegas.
Yes, but I calls it lost wages. I like to call it lost
I
wages.
know because you're very clever.
Yes.
Nobody's ever said that before. You're like the Christopher Columbus. Yeah, that's an original.
Don't compare me
So,
to Christopher Columbus.
Say it again.
Don't compare me to Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, it's. I realized mid sentence that that's a whole other. Yeah. Probably
People do
yeah,
not like him and for very justifiable reasons.
Yeah, it's a bad reference. I got to update. Neil Armstrong. How about that? Or Buzz Aldrin. Who was the first guy in the moon? Was it Buzz or Neil?
Don't even. We are.
Oh no,
3 hours.
that's another one I shouldn't say.
Dean, just make a Marvel reference that you won't understand.
Thanos is coming.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Is that?
No,
is
you're
that,
good. Yeah,
Me, Jar Jar Binks.
you hit it. Oh God, just close, Dean.
I know that's Star Wars. Come on. I knew that would tilt somebody though. Is that what he
Well,
says? Me, Jar
Jar
Is
Jar
that-
Binks is also a controversial thing.
People don't
'cause-
like him. Yeah.
Well, he's racist.
Is he?
Allegedly. That's the
Oh, I don't know anything about this origin story. Yeah.
I got some Wikipedia to read, I think.
Yeah, I know nothing about the Star Wars world. Very little. I know the green guy, Yoda. He's the smart one. He says things backwards, right?
Oh, the green guy.
Correct, you are.
Yeah, I just remember. Yeah, all right, we gotta go. We were
Yeah.
here long enough. Somebody's got to go to the bathroom, I'm sure. Well, Grant already did. He dropped that deuce like an hour and a half ago, secretly.
Oh
But-
yeah.
All right. It was fun. Come back next week. Well, I think we'll be back next week. We'll see. Stay tuned. That was Grant. That was SBK. That was Devin. That was football and
And
basketball
basketball.
and other stuff. Dougie McBuckets. 14 points tonight. Was there ever any doubt? Alrighty, yo. We're out of here. Holla.
Idiot.